Ah, yes. I will admit that today's cooking stream is just almost guaranteed to be relatively stress-free, simply because I'm doing it indoors. And while I don't... I think the more interesting ideas usually come from the outdoor streams. Man, there is something to be said about the simplicity and the security and frankly, comfiness of just a regular old kitchen cooking stream, so... Let's say we get into that mode, shall we? We shall. Hello, hello. And I turned on the studio lights because I figured, like, well, we won't be in here for long, so no sense in trying to get too cute with it. But it is time for a cheeky little cooking stream. Oh shit. Let me turn. It's so quiet. Is that better? I feel like this is slightly. Hold on. Hello? Is this better? I'd say it's slightly better. Okay. Yeah, so today's plan is to do a cheeky little cooking stream using bison, yes. Now, there's not just a random reason I'm cooking this, although it does sound like it's good. I'm going to take you through a little bit of story time here, because there's a bit of a story behind what we're cooking today. I've told this story technically, I think, before, but I'll tell it again just for purposes of people understanding the context this time around, I guess. So, it was about, I think, 4 years ago, I guess now, that I did a little mini vacation to Colorado with my mom. Specifically went to Rocky Mountain National Park with her so we could do Rocky Mountain National Park things, you know, hiking around the mountains, visiting the little cozy mountain town, whatever, that whole thing. And so I guess the first day after we'd been there and did the whole full day of hiking thing, we were naturally quite hungry and we're looking for dinner. And my mom is normally the type of person to like overthink everything when it comes to where to eat. She'll be like, okay, I gotta look at the reviews of this place and this place and this place and this place, and it can only be a place if it's recommended. I gotta make sure that I've heard from at least 20 other people that it's okay to go to, and like that sort of thing. Like, that's exaggerating, but yeah, that type of usual pickiness or whatever. And for whatever reason at the time, she was just kind of in this like, don't give a fuck sort of mood. I'm just like, yeah, let's just pick somewhere good. I'm hungry, you're hungry, let's just go somewhere. So we were driving around a little town near Rocky Mountain National Park, specifically Estes Park. And we drove past this restaurant that was called Bird and Jim. Just kind of a restaurant sitting there on the side of the road. And we were like, okay, we'll stop. Let's take a look at their menu. Yeah, their menu looks pretty good. All right, sure, fuck it. Let's head on in. So we walk into this restaurant, and it's like, not only is it like a actually nice restaurant, it's got like nice cozy vibes. I look at their alcohol list. They got like a ton of whiskeys. Like, I'm talking about like all sorts of bourbons, all sorts of scotches, all sorts of like craft beers, blah 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 blah. And we end up, I think, what did we get? Like, we got like their carnivore dish, whatever. We get one of their dishes, and we realize like, holy shit, this place is amazing. Like, they've got amazing drinks, they got amazing food, like vibes are on point. Got an awesome view of the, I guess, surrounding mountain environment. And it was kind of like what you would describe as like a specific gem of your stay or whatever. You know you're gonna have a good time when the drinks list is long. Yeah, dude, especially when it's got like good shit, right? And so we liked it so much, in fact. Oh shit.
Cooking stream, let's go.
Yes, sir. What's up, NotVoxus? Coming in hot with a cheeky little sub. Why did the alert not pop up? Would it pop up here if I played it again? It does. That's weird. Hold on. Do I not have the alert box?
Cooking stream, let's go.
Yeah. You get one more time just because I'm curious. Did it not pop up? What the fuck? Oh,
Cooking
actually.
stream, let's go.
Yeah, I know. Okay. I think I know why, actually. Probably want it to be... Hold on, wait a minute. Okay, you're gonna sub again, NotVox, because he's just blowing money all over the place. Hey, there we go. Okay, anyways.
Cooking stream, let's
Yeah,
go.
I know, I get it. Okay, so anyways. So, we go to this place and we like it so much that we do something that is, like, what I would describe as unprecedented for my mom, which is just, like, the next night after we do another day of, like, hiking activities, she's like, you want to go back to Bird and Jim? And I liked it so much the night before, I was like, hell yeah, I want to go. So, like, we went again. So we went to this place 2 nights in a row. And we got different things the second night. It was just as good the second night, and I got some classy scotch, and it was great. It was great. So I guess of that trip that we did 4 years ago, I remember that being a very one of the highlights, I guess. One of these pleasant surprises where it was just like, fuck it, let's try this place, and it ends up being like this awesome place that we both really liked. So, okay, fast forward to this past spring, or this past May. And I've got a wedding that I'm going to in Colorado. And so I decide, like, okay, well, if I'm going to go to this wedding in Denver, I might as well just, like, hit up the mountains a few days in advance, right? Like, do a little cozy mountain trip. And I think, you know what? It'd be kind of fun to do, like, almost like a sequel trip with my mom, like I did 4 years ago. So I invite her, and she's like, yeah, sure, let's go. So we end up going back to the mountains again, and we go to Rocky Mountain National Park for, like, the first day and a half or so. And it was relatively close still to my birthday. My birthday had been like the week before, and so my mom was like, I'm going to take you out for a birthday dinner. So I was like, okay, well, if we have to, yeah, that whole thing. Twist my arm, whatever. And she's like, okay, cool, I made a reservation at some place. And like instantly I'm thinking like, oh, geez, I hope it's where I hope it is, right? And like, so we get to the mountains, we get to the same Estes Park town. And lo and behold, that night, like, hell yeah, she made the reservation at Bird and Jim. So we went for a third time. This past trip, and look, I know this entire, I guess, stream so far sounds like it's sponsored by this one random ass restaurant in the middle of the Rocky Mountains in Colorado, but like this place is just like, I don't know, like not only now does it have like some sort of like mystique or aura around it, but it's got like, it's just got banger stuff. Like, you know, we went back and we're like, god damn, this is good again. And not only did we go back this past spring, but this time around, like, we had like cozy snowy mountain views. I don't know how you can see in the background, but it was like, it was snowing. Oh wait, hold on, there we go. It was fucking snowing, and like it was like we had like this picturesque scenery. It was fucking great, dude. It was fucking great, and their food is so fucking good, man. Oh my god, what's this place called? Bird and Jim, as in like bird, you know, flappy wings, and some guy named Jim, Jim. Is that the place that had the smoky old fashioned? It is, in fact, the place that had the smoky old fashioned, which would be this right here. No shit. And yeah, this was tasty. And then, so my mom got like the fish dish. I think it was like trout or something. This one was decent. But the real like highlight, the real banger of that night was this one right here, which is the one I got. This was a bison meatloaf sandwich. And I don't know who has had meatloaf before. I'm not sure. I think meatloaf is kind of an American thing, right? I'm not sure how much people know about meatloaf outside of the US, but basically meatloaf is like, it's ground meats that you make into a loaf shape, and you add some breadcrumbs and some other good shit, and like it's sort of a similar consistency, I guess, to like really loose meatball maybe? I don't know. But regardless, it was really fucking good, and like the bison specifically was like lean, so it was like not like super heavy, and like not something that made you like feel super bloated or whatever. There's a golden Kappa train incoming. What the fuck is this? I have limited time to earn it. What? What is this? I've never, huh? This is something I've literally never seen. I'm sorry, but what? I'm not trying to like sell out here, I swear, but like, what the fuck is this? Is this like special? Should I care about this? I don't know. How does this work? I'm not gonna try to sit here and sell out for some weird artificial golden Kappa. Whatever. Anyways, so basically, when I had this dish, my mom and I both agreed, like, okay, this is a fucking banger. This is amazing. Like, something about the meatloaf specifically was just like, it wasn't just your normie ass regular average meatloaf. It was like a, I don't know, it just had something that made it like so fucking good. So it was like, well, it's probably the bison. And then we talked to the server like, hey, would it be possible to like maybe share the recipe for that? And they were like, no, secret house recipe for the meatloaf. But all we can tell you is that it's 80% bison and nothing else. Oh shit, Coremaker coming out with the 5 gifted. I guess it's just that easy to sell out, huh? I guess we've achieved the hype train for the golden Kappa. What does that mean? I don't know. Does that mean if I type Kappa, it's golden? No, what a scam. What is this? Okay, whatever. Anyways, Coremaker with the gifted 5. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Your 5 just gifted subs will go directly to the not pronouncing your name correctly fund, but I don't give a fuck. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I'll drink water to that for now. Oh, you get it after the train is done. Oh, I see. So they keep baiting you into doing more. Figured. Anywho, so So okay, yeah, TLDR, this was fucking amazing, and my mom and I were both discussing, like, God, we'd love to try to replicate this because it was really good. And so I was thinking in my mind, like, cooking stream maybe? So this is what we're going to be attempting to replicate today, is the Bird and Jim Bison Meatloaf Sandwich. In case you can't tell, it's got like barbecue sauce in there, and it also has bacon. So we're going to be making some meatloaf, going to throw some bacon on there, going to throw some sauce onto there, and then put that shit on some buttered toast, and see if we can make something similar. I got by the way, for my birthday, she was like, well, this place is kind of like special or whatever, right? Like, there's memories associated with this place, so I got a Bird and Jim hat. Very adorable, very adorable. So we're wearing the Bird and Jim hat for the Bird and Jim stream. Wow.
Zur Opferkapa.
Is that how that works? Sure. What's up, Damn1574 coming in hot with the tier 1 sub now for 3 months. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Your sub will go directly to the Hot Pockets Doritos and hopefully delicious meatloaf fund. We'll see. The fuck is a Jim? I don't know. Some guy named Jim. The fuck do I know? So yeah, without further ado, let's say we see if we can get to the kitchen and try to replicate this shit. I don't think this one will be an overly complicated cooking stream, but then I say this every time and then it ends up being one, so we'll see about that. But first things first, let's do that. Oh shit, it works. That's exciting. Let's switch mics to this one. Hello. Okay. And then I'm going to bring up this screen. Come on, come on, come on. That one. Okay, and then I think we can head to the kitchen, right? I always feel like I forget something like, oh, streamer, you're still muted or something, but also, why does this look so... Why does this image look so washed out? Does this look washed out? Not washed out, but like kind of blurry almost? It's probably fine, but it looks a little weird to me. Looks fine to you? Okay, whatever. Me just being paranoid. Fair enough. All right, let's head out. Did I turn the place into a sauna? No? It's just like, it looks a little like, I don't know, blurry? Can I adjust the settings on here? Hold on, wait a minute, hold on, wait a minute. Is that better? I hit a button. Needs to be perfect. Maybe that's better, I don't know. Brights do look a little blurry. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I think when I just hit that button though, it feels like it kind of fixed it a bit, so, you know what? I'm gonna say it's fine now, question mark. Okay, whatever, fuck it. Let's do the thing. Hi, okay, hello. Alrighty, so we're in the magical kitchen that I feel like nowadays we don't really use all that often for cooking streams, but we're using it today, obviously. And let's get this shit show on the road, shall we? You can in fact do exclamation point recipes in the chat. Yeah, I've got the recipes up for the command if you guys want to follow along. Now keep in mind, the meatloaf recipe I'm following is not specifically a bison meatloaf recipe, so I'm basically following that recipe, except I'm not using ground beef. I'm going to be using bison and some ground pork, actually. We'll get to that. But before we do that, we gotta get out the alcoholic beverages, obviously, because like you can't just do you can't try to recreate the experience from Colorado unless you try to recreate the drink as well, right? So you were asking earlier, like, was that the place with the smoked old fashioned? It was, and we're gonna try to make our very own smoked old fashioned. I looked at their cocktail menu and tried to see what they used. Apparently they used rye whiskey, walnuts, what was it? Black walnut bitters, and maple syrup. Unfortunately, I could not find any sort of black walnut bitters. Something that seems like you can really only find if you order it like online. So I didn't do that. But what I am going to use today is, you guys might remember from last year from the one of the streams we were next to a campfire, the High West campfire whiskey. And this stuff I feel like is going to be perfect because this stuff is like it's a blend of rye, bourbon, and also peated scotch. So it's got like extra smokiness for I guess we'd call like a American whiskey. So I feel like if we use this, I've got the maple syrup. Not only do I have maple syrup, in fact, I've got specifically bourbon aged maple syrup. Oh shit! So I gotta think that maybe that's gonna add like a little smoke to it. I don't know, but like, And then, yeah, I just got regular ass bitters. Whatever, the standard ass bitters that you can find in any liquor store in existence. So, yeah, let's give it a shot, shall we? Now, I've technically made some ghetto old fashions for myself in the past, but I've never tried to like, I don't know, make anything more than like a super normie one. So we'll see what happens here as far as how I can make this taste. I guess we can have multiple over the course of this stream, and maybe I can refine my methods a little bit, but I'm hopeful I can just kind of nail it from the start. So I'm thinking like probably what, maybe like two parts whiskey, and then like just like a of bitters, and then just like kind of just eyeball the maple syrup as well. Maybe. Okay. First things first, you gotta get the garnish ready, because you gotta have like the classy garnish with like the lemon inside. Blah blah blah. Yeah. Okay, sure. So let's see if I can successfully slice off a long enough chunk of lemon to look classy. Now that's a knife. Okay.
Wow, we've earned a hype train or a hype chest. Open it up. What is it? Oh my god, it's Golden Kappa. Who could have seen that coming? Hooray! We've got the special emote that gets you nothing outside of it being golden. But there we go. I guess that's the first time it's ever happened in my channel, so isn't that exciting? Shoutouts to Quarrelmaker for the gifted subs once again. Alright. Come on, baby. There we go. Seems like a decently long little lemon rind thing right there. Nice. Smells like a lemon, yeah. So if I type Kappa, does that mean I get it? As the streamer, surely I get it, right? Wow. I need a paring knife? Whatever. Okay, cool. So I got this ready to go, and then I got the classy premium cocktail cherries. Great value, obviously. So that's good to go. Lemon's looking pretty orange. These are fucking massive lemons, man. I've showed these lemons before. Look at this. Look at this shit. Crazy. All right, so, and then I'll need ice. Okay. Ice? You want ice? There was never any ice. Ice is just a myth. Why is there like a bunch of, what the fuck is going on here? Okay, I saw this yesterday and like, so I cleaned it out, and now I'm very paranoid and confused as to what's going on here. There's a bunch of like ice that's forming on the side of my fridge or like the side of my freezer. What is going on here? What is happening? Why is this a thing all of a sudden? Where is this coming from? I cleaned this all out yesterday and now it's back. What the fuck is happening? It's like there's something leaking? What is happening? Why is this happening? Chat, surely someone knows, right? The fuck is this? Okay, whatever. It's not a disaster, but like, not closed properly? I think it is. I don't know. Bro. Alright, anyways, whatever. I was getting ice, so yeah, sure. Does it have a temperature dial? I don't know, maybe. But like, what the fuck is going on in here? Bro! I don't feel anything like leaking, like any air leaking out of here, implying that like it'd have like some sort of issue. I don't fucking know. I'm gonna deal with this later. Alright. Anyways, show more of the freezer. The rest, it's only that one part of the freezer. The rest of it's fine, so. I don't know. Yeah, whatever. We'll worry about this later. Anyways, we got our big old ice cubes ready to go. Cool. So, okay, I was saying what? Two parts of whiskey. I don't know how strong of a old fashioned that makes. Let's add one part and see how much that is, I guess. Okay, yeah, I definitely want 2 parts. I don't have too much of this whiskey left, by the way, so I might have to switch to a different whiskey later, but feels like this one was a good one to start with. Okay. Probably enough for maybe 2, we'll see. As in 2 more. Okay, and then the bitters. It's too cold in there? It's not like I've changed anything. I don't fucking know. All right. How much bitters do you put in there? Like that, maybe? It's the right color, I'll say that. And then maple syrup. What is bitters? I don't know, it's a thing that you put inside of drinks. Whatever. All right, and then the bourbon aged maple syrup. It's an aromatic. Sure. And we'll just go. It's the right color, I'll say that. When you look at the picture from Bird and Jim, it was like a very dark, deep dark brown color. It wasn't just like orange, like maybe what you might think is like a more typical old fashioned. So like, okay, mix her up. Okay, and then we add the ice cube. Bug. Okay, and then we add the classy ass lemon peel thing. That totally does something and isn't just for looks, surely. Okay, how do we make this look like classy? Like that, okay, sure. And then the mandatory cherry that maybe I should have gotten like a toothpick for so I could stick it in there with like the toothpick inside, but whatever, that's fine. That there? It's supposed to ideally like not sink. Okay, whatever. All right, how'd we do? Give you guys a little, okay, yeah, the cherry just definitely just sank straight to the bottom. Oh well, whatever. At the end of the day, as long as it tastes good, I don't really give a shit what it looks like, but for what it's worth, that's what it looks like. Now, is that a pretty close approximation to the Bird and Jim one? I wish the cherry was like doing a better job at looking the part here, but come on, focus, focus. There we go. So for reference, the one I was trying to replicate would be the one from the photo I showed you guys earlier, which would be this one. Now, they had a magical floating cherry somehow. I don't know how this works, but anyways, we have the same power bank. We're like twins. Okay, anyways. So, I don't know, I feel like we've replicated it pretty decently. It looks like the same color. I mean, at the end of the day, I guess it kind of matters what it tastes like, but like, you know, okay. Sure. Let's see what it tastes like. Hurry. Up you go, chat. Oh, hold on. Okay. All right, let's give it a shot because I've been looking forward to this. Like, it was really good when I had it at that place, and even if this is not exactly the same and exactly as good, as long as it's like something approximating an old fashioned, I'm still gonna enjoy it for sure. All right. Cheers, chat. Cheers to a cheeky little cozy cooking stream. Here's hoping it goes well. We haven't started yet, but about to. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Where's the smoke? Well, I don't have like a drink smoker. I saw that was a thing online. I was like, well, I'm not gonna buy that just for this. But as far as where the smokiness is coming from, it's coming from the whiskey I actually used, which would be the High West Campfire whiskey, which is infused with like smoky stuff, like got rye and like peated scotch. So I'd say that, you know, if I served this to someone and would they say like, oh, it's smoky? I don't know about that, but pretty good. Strong, but it's pretty good. I will say that's like, it's got like a thick feeling to it, like a thick mouth feel, which I bet comes like largely from the maple syrup, if I had to guess. But yeah, I'd serve this to someone else. That's pretty tasty. Pretty tasty. Okay, cool. Well, shall we get started on the cooking? I know it's not just called Clueless Bachelor bartending. Well, it would be fun. Let's get started on the cooking, shall we? So, exclamation point recipes if you want to follow along. We are in fact going to be making the Bison Meat loaf sandwich, so let's start prepping for that, shall we? Got the man size cutting board. Hell yeah, brother. So, good news is, like, one thing that always takes forever when it comes to my cooking streams is prepping all the produce. Not much produce in this one. This one's mostly like meat and bread. I guess we will do sweet potato fries later. Spoiler alert, we're doing those as well. So those will take a little prep later. But for now, all we need to prep for it for the meatloaf specifically is literally just onion. That's it. So that's pretty easy. So let's start with that, shall we? Let's get that bad boy out. Come on. Yeah. Boom. Should have a cook along. You know, I've tried to do that in the past where I shared basically the recipe I was going to use like in advance, but then I realized I always take so fucking long to cook that I would feel bad if anybody was trying to cook along with me, because that, like, they would just be like way ahead of me and they'd be like, "Streamer, you almost done yet? You're doing a lot of yapping." So, I've always felt a little guilty about trying to ask people to cook as slow as I do, because like this recipe, realistically, I think if you were just gonna, if some standard average person wanted to cook it, it's probably gonna take them no longer than like maybe an hour. You know your boy's gonna take at least 3 hours, right? Like that's pretty much a guarantee, so. Yeah, I'm not sure I want to submit people to that level of torture. But hey, feel free to, you can probably go out to the store real quick, buy all the ingredients for this, get back, start cooking, and still beat me to the finish. So you can do that if you want. All right. I always get a little confused as to what I'm supposed to do with an onion, where like half the outer peel layer here is like good onion and the other half is like not. So do you peel all of it off? Do you peel some of it off? I don't know. One would die from salt poisoning if they weren't used to my levels. Hey, in fairness, I feel like I've gotten better with that over time. At first, was it a bit of an issue? Yeah, sure. I did it partially for the memes, yes, but I also just did it too much in general. But nowadays, I feel like it actually usually my dishes are the appropriate level of salted. I feel like I've gotten actually pretty good at gauging how much should actually be in there. Weirdly enough, nowadays, I just choose to follow the recipe, and that largely just works pretty well. Weird, right? Imagine that. Okay. There we go. An old fashioned. Gotta say, man, pretty tasty. I might have added slightly less maple, or I will probably add slightly less maple syrup the next one, but pretty good. All right. So all we have to do is just basically dice this onion up, and then we're gonna saute the onions over a skillet, and that's gonna get mixed into the meatloaf. There's really not much more to it as far as the prep is concerned, which is nice because, oh, I guess I have to prep 3 garlic cloves. Sure, that too. But that being said, it's nice just because, I don't know about you guys, but the prep part is usually pretty fucking boring for me and probably for you guys at this point, so yeah. Yeah, rotate this a little this way. All right. No slicing your fingers off, streamer. I already had your one experience where you cut your finger when you were cutting an onion, and it was like actually not too disastrous, so I'd like to keep it that way, where that was our one and only onion slicing incident. Was I using my good knife for that? I think I was. It was on the balcony though. I guess I was doing it out there, so it was definitely a little more scuffed when you have to do it at that, like on that scuffed ass little folding table that I have where I don't have a great angle on it. Weirdly enough, when it comes to working with any sort of, really any kitchen work, I'd say, especially like slicing things with a knife, yeah, it kind of works the best when you just have a regular ass counter and you're standing up, and not when you're sitting on some ghetto ass camping chair outside on your balcony. Weird, right? Imagine that. All right, does it say like the fineness of how these onions need to be diced? I would assume like relatively fine, just because like we're mixing this into the meatloaf, right? It says finely chopped. Okay, I will try my best to finely chop this. I should probably get a bowl. Oh my God, streamer, look how nasty your bowl is. I know, I'm well aware. But it's well seasoned at this point, okay? It adds to the flavor. That's how that works. Finely diced. I just started the new season of The Bear, so I've been training for this cooking stream for the past couple of nights by watching those episodes. For those that haven't seen The Bear, don't worry, I'm not about to spoil it, but all I'll say about the new season so far, and I'm only 4 episodes in, so I can't judge the whole season yet, but so far, 4 episodes in, it's fucking stressful to watch, man. I've never felt so stressed watching a TV show. Not in a good way either, mostly just like it's giving me anxiety. Not sure if I love it so far, but I hope there's at least a decent payoff by the end of the season. Because I believe it's the last season, so. We'll see. First 3 episodes were kind of bad in your opinion, picked up and finished really good? Okay, yeah, we'll see then. Yeah, the first 3 episodes, yeah, like I said, I just find stressful and like anxiety inducing. Not really all that enjoyable. I don't enjoy those feelings, so yeah. I don't think they were bad, but they were definitely just like, yeah, I guess I wasn't finding myself being entertained. It was more just being stressed out the whole time. But one thing I can't do is like the one thing that like the first one of the first episodes shows off is how fast Carmy can chop an onion. He's like, can't do that. Yeah, as I'm sure you can tell right now, these onions are not being sliced quickly. I'm doing the best I can. Okay. I can't do the whole and not slice a finger off. Good for him. Opinion on working out 1 hour before bedtime? I'm fine with it. In fact, I mean, I never usually work out that close to when it's time for bed, but I definitely am generally an evening or night worker, outer, exerciser, lifter person. So I'd say I'd usually work out like maybe 3 or 4 hours before I go to bed. And that's when I function the best, is like the mid to late evening, so I'm fine with it. I know some people are weird and like, oh, I can't work out like in the second half of the day. I'm so tired. I'm like, okay, man. Some fucking weirdos work out at like 4 a.m. They're like, oh yeah, I feel great. Early morning, super refreshed when I wake up. Oh, I'm ready to take on the day. And I'm like, okay, good for you. I know I feel like absolute fucking death at that time of day, but everyone's different, I guess. All right, are these finely diced? I'd say so. Close enough. They'll obviously reduce when we cook them down in the skillet, so that'll help. Meh. Not to spoil, but episode 7 is up there with one of the best episodes of the entire series, huh? All right. I mean, it'd be pretty hard to beat Forks. Forks is, I know it's like the normie pick for like the best episode of The Bear, but like it's the best episode of The Bear, right? So, all right, if you say so. It's always stressful. That's why you stopped watching in like season 2 or 3. You're right. It's always been a bit of a high-strung, stressful show, but something about at least the start of season 5 has been like, it's a different type of stress. It's like it feels like a hopeless stress. I don't know. It's hard to put into words unless you've actually like seen the show. But you know, all right. I'll keep the faith if you're saying it gets really good. So all right, fair enough. I will say episode 4 already felt like a decent improvement. So hopefully, just nothing but improvement from there. Sure. Anyways, chopping while looking at someone is wild. I know, right? You'd just be sitting there like, yeah. So what do you want me to do? Okay, yeah, sure. Okay, yeah. It's like, fuck, dude. I don't know how you still have all your fingers attached. I barely have them attached when I'm like paying attention to this shit. Oh, Monka. Chopping onions like is definitely the sketchiest thing when it comes to any form of cooking that I ever do, and like. It's satisfying when you do it like properly, but oh, God, it's sketchy as fuck. Especially in this scenario where I'm trying to like chop them finely. Oof. Did I watch the race today? I've not. No spoilers. Okay, saving that for after the stream. I originally had the choice to do cooking stream on either Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. I quickly realized that Friday was not the greatest idea, just because number one, I had like raids that I'd signed up for on Friday. And number 2, like I was busy Thursday night, so I would have had like no time to prep for it Thursday night. So I was like, well, what about Saturday? And then Saturday I realized like, well, number one, I kind of would like to do stuff on Saturday. Number two, that'd be a nice day to like prep stuff for the cooking stream. And so I was like, okay, how about Sunday? Well, Sunday I won't be able to watch the race live, which means that I'll have to like instead just watch it delayed. So I chose to delay both my Formula One and my NASCAR race watching experience so I could do the cooking stream, all right? So you're welcome. And also no fucking spoilers. I will. I've watched like the first like 20 laps of the F1 race. I'll say that. An oddly decent start for my boy Max Verstappen. So let's hope it finishes well. No spoilers. All right. All right. Okay. Careful, SpongeBob. Careful, SpongeBob. I'm parsing right now. Oh my, yeah. I finally asked why Orlando used knife, and I got advice. I guess those memes can be kind of back right now since it's tier 5 right now in TBC, right? You can get the Lady Vosh knife. What's that dagger called again? I do not remember. Any item that's not a vanilla item kind of all just like blends together for me now. Outside of like the super big items in TBC, I just couldn't really name like what just the generic items are called at this point. Need to get a cheap dicer off of Amazon. I feel like I don't cook that often to the point where I need to invest in that, but I don't know. I don't mind chopping an onion. It's always just a little sketch. But it's satisfying when like you actually have the finished product that's nice and evenly diced. Like, I'll show you guys what this looks like in a second, but I think I did a great job. Admittedly, at this point, I've had a lot of practice. We've done quite a few cooking streams at this point, so I better have gotten decent at it, or at least, better at it, but I would say this qualifies as finely diced onions. Oh, look at that. Wow, good job, streamer. All right. Max and Lewis go racing is all you'll say, fun to watch. Well, okay, cool, but like, stop even there, all right? No spoilers. I don't want to know anything, okay? Just, okay. All right, set a medium skillet over medium heat. Probably should have done that while I was dicing the onions, but not a smart man. I'll just prep the garlic, I guess, while it heats up. Okay, let me grab some garlic cloves. So I think for this recipe it says, what, 3 cloves of garlic? Yeah, so your boy's using more than that because any recipe that calls for garlic, you always like double it, right? Your boy's using like 6, obviously. Title says Bison, but all you see is hog. Oh my, this man has his priorities set. Hey, I respect it. It is 2026, it's still Pride Month. Okay, nothing wrong with that. Hey, come on. Small ass little cloves of garlic. I'm almost tempted to do more than 6, actually. I did great. Don't fall for the dicer marketing scamaz. Yeah, you know what? I'm a man. I can dice my own onions. God damn it. The founding fathers would not have approved of some weird ass onion dicer contraption. Real men use their hands and a knife. Hell yeah, brother. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna use this entire bunch. Whatever, fuck it. Bug it. Okay. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Okay. Well, of course, use Lido's ball crusher a little later, so we are gonna, I guess, use at least a little assistance when it comes to prepping our produce, but I feel like a ball crusher for garlic is not nearly as egregious as just like an onion dicer. I need to mince this garlic, right? Okay, good. I do, yes. Whiskey, yes sir. Enjoying a little smoked old fashioned. I guess I don't really have like a recipe I can link for it, but I'm using campfire, High West campfire whiskey, bitters, and maple syrup. It is quite tasty. And I'm certainly no mixologist. I'm certainly no like licensed bartender or anything. But honestly, man, if they served me this in a bar and like I said, like here's our old fashioned, I'd be like, damn, that's pretty good. Why are we crushing Lido's balls? We're not crushing her balls. I don't think she has any balls to crush, but I'm using her ball crusher to crush my balls, or at least specifically my ball-shaped garlic. If your balls are shaped like garlic, you should probably get that checked out. That's probably not healthy. Yeah. Hey, Joel. Hey, buddy. He's chilling back there as always, doing his thing. Tiny ass little cloves of garlic. Jesus. Noted. You hate that the recipe is written like that. You consider yourself a medium experienced cook and you're still like, bro, tell me to turn the burner on. Guess it only matters for us peasants with a coil stove. Yeah. Yeah. When it is nice if you have a gas stove, right? You just turn it on, like it's immediately hot, or like it's hot within like a minute. Whereas the coils take like, to get to like medium heat, probably takes at least like 5 minutes. Yeah, I agree. Mildly annoying, but whatever. I could have read in advance and read that like, oh yeah, I should have that shit prepped in advance or hot and heated up in advance, but whatever, dude. The good news is I've already accepted a long time ago that my cooking takes a long ass time, so I'm not gonna sit here and try to delude myself into thinking that I'm gonna be able to do this in any sort of reasonable amount of time. So once you've already accepted that reality, then you don't mind taking your sweet ass time. Come on out, Mr. Garlic. Come on, bud. I don't like garlic as a mister, but it just has very bro energy to it. I mean, I guess it's shaped like balls, apparently. That's very manly. At least my balls, I don't know. I'm gonna crush them after all. The garlic, I believe, ultimately gets mixed into the meatloaf as well, in case you're wondering what we do with that. I don't think we're cooking the garlic in advance. I think the raw minced garlic gets mixed in as the eventual plan. I've got a friend who makes fun of me. Maybe not makes fun of me, but like essentially doesn't believe in the time it takes to like prep like actual real garlic. What's up, Yumi? Oh shit, coming out with the tier 1 sub now for 69 months. Nice. Oh. And Cameron Numbers also coming in hot with the cheeky little prime sub. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Not as nice, but still, I will take it nonetheless. Thank you, boys. Your subs will go directly to the Hot Pockets Doritos and Golden Kappa Fund, because that's a thing apparently for the next 24 hours on this channel. Extremely exciting. Thank you, boys. Thank you, boys. Anyways, yeah, I've got a friend who makes fun of me, or maybe, like I said, not makes fun of me, but like gives me shit for like actually like using real garlic, and this friend's just like, well, I just use the jarred stuff, like just the jarred not canned, but like the jarred stuff that's already pre-minced and like in the, I guess what I've described as like garlic slurry. Can we all collectively agree that I'm allowed to give this friend shit, because that's fucking haram, right? Jarred garlic. No. Look, I'm not like some like professional chef, all right? But I feel like I know enough to know that like, you don't use jarred garlic. Get the fuck out of here. Yikes. What sort of like fucking normie are you? No. Not a thing. It's lazy people garlic, exactly. And like, it'd be one thing if garlic was like some massive pain in the ass to use or to cook with, or like, I don't know, to prep, but like, it's not that bad. Like, okay, I say that as if I didn't just take 10 minutes to prep that, but like, especially if you do have Lido's ball crusher that you can utilize for like that, like it's simple. You just like, you put it in the thing, just go crush your balls, and then it's fine. And this friend has the gall to give me shit for using real garlic. No, it should be the other way around. I should be giving the friend a bunch of shit. Unbelievable. Takes like 2 minutes to crush, peel, and chop garlic. I know! And like, I'm the bad guy here because I'm like, oh, why would you waste all their time? Jarred garlic, get the fuck out of here. Okay, I think this is warm enough now, right? Yes, sir. All right. Here we go. Full fucking disc, boys. We don't care what it takes. All right. So what are we adding to this? We are adding... 1 teaspoon of oil, chopped onion, saute. Okay. I'm not gonna bother measuring. I'll just yeah. Ready for one of the best sounds in existence? Oh, yes, yes, yes. And like the recipe doesn't say to do this, but if I'm gonna be like sauteing onions on a pan, especially with some oil in there, you gotta add some salt and pepper, right? I feel like that's just like mandatory. I've done enough cooking streams to know that by now. So a little kosher salt, obviously, because I'm a classy motherfucker. Obviously. Gotta use your fingers to pinch in the salt. Some people said that, like, you know, you didn't realize you could just dump it in with, like, it's got the little, like, you know, pour, like, the things with the holes on the top that you dump it in, or like you can sprinkle it in. No, you gotta use your fingers, so it's extra classy. Obviously. Some obviously freshly cracked ground pepper that I pulled out of the ground this morning. Yeah. All right. Okay, actually, ironically enough, my mom actually did get me a birthday present. And I should have used it for the stream, actually, shit. Literally talking about this Colorado trip. She gave it to me, like, this Colorado trip. In fact, she gave it to me when we were at Bird and Jim. So actually, I didn't even plan this as part of the story, but when we were at Bird and Jim, she was like, here you go, a birthday present during birthday dinner. I was like, oh, cool, thanks. And ironically enough, considering what I just said, she did actually get me a salt and pepper grinder set, and I haven't opened it yet, probably should have, and I'm sure there's probably like already pepper that's preloaded into this thing, so I could have actually quite literally just used actually freshly cracked pepper, and I completely forgot I had this until now, so sorry, Mom. Next time, rain check. Okay. My bad. Whoops. Pog Mom, though. Black pepper, indeed. Okay, so while we let this saute do its thing, I can read the rest of the recipe to see what the fuck is going on here. God, that smells good. Dude, I've got another friend who just like, I've talked about this friend before, who just doesn't like onions. That blows my fucking mind, man. Any good dish that I've ever made in my life feels like it has onions in it. Like, onions are just, can we all just collectively agree, like, onions are the best vegetable? Raw, like, okay, I mean, I do like raw onions, actually, but raw is, like, I understand it's a strong flavor. I can see why people wouldn't like it, but, like, cooked onions? How can somebody not like cooked onions? It's literally like vegetable candy, especially when it's, like, sauteed in some oil, got some salt and some fucking pepper. Oh, it's just, like, delicious veggie slime. Oh, how do people not like onions? That's, yeah, one friend. Very, very strange. I don't approve. Okay. Cheers, boys and girls. They have disgusting consistency. I think you need to fucking grow up. I think we're not 5 anymore, okay? I can enjoy the consistency of something slightly slimy. You're disgusting. You have a disgusting consistency, okay? All right. Potatoes are a strong contender? Are potatoes a vegetable? Is that a thing? Does that count? I don't know. In my mind, if I hear a parent saying, make sure to eat your vegetables, I don't imagine a potato in my head. I agree, potatoes are pog, 100%, but like, that feels like cheating. I feel, is anybody sitting here saying like, ah, yes, healthy vegetables like a potato? Irish people, maybe. Potatoes is starch. Yeah, that's what I would say. Like, I don't know. I feel like when it comes to describing like what a starch is, like, well, it's potatoes. Maybe yams, I guess. But yeah, potatoes. I love them. Don't get me wrong, but the vegetable is a stretch. That's a stretch. They're technically a vegetable. Yeah, but sure. I was having this conversation at the Cozy Brewery on Thursday. Like, some dude was saying like, well, you know, technically you realize that a peanut is not a nut, it's actually a legume. So did you realize that peanuts are actually vegetables? Like, okay, I don't really give a fuck like what they scientifically are considered. You can use common sense here, right? Like, if somebody asks like, hey, you want me to serve a vegetable with this dish? And you're like, yeah, sure. And then they give you fucking peanuts, you're not gonna be like, oh, cool, a vegetable. You're gonna be like, what the fuck is this? These are peanuts. I asked for vegetables. It's the same thing for like, I mean, I guess potatoes, right? Like if you, I'd like a vegetable side. You're like, say no more, I got you, bud. And then you give them a plate of fries. Like, well, they're made of potatoes, that's the vegetable, right? Like, sure, but like just use common sense here. Like, come on. Yeah, the same stupid fuckers that'll say like, well, actually, technically, bananas are berries. You realize that? Do you realize that strawberries aren't actual berries? No one gives a fuck, okay? Just use common sense, okay? No, That's those fucking, well, actually people, and people like that have never actually apparently eaten food in their lives. Okay, let me see what we're supposed to do next here. I don't think I'm supposed to prep any other veggies. I think after this we just start combining all the stuff. Oh, I should preheat the oven. That I know I should do. Okay. Yeah. 350. Okay. Are you a vegetable? Is mayonnaise a vegetable? No, Patrick, mayonnaise is not a vegetable. Horseradish is a vegetable, though. Oh shit, there we go. Thanks, Squidward. Facts are in fact not facts, have it would appear. I don't give a fuck what the scientific definition of anything is. It's the same thing for like a tomato. Hey, streamer, you realize that tomatoes, they got seeds in them, so they're technically fruits, right? This entire actually debate and argument came up because like somebody was saying like, and like I do want chat's take on this because I felt like I was being gaslit here. Somebody was unironically trying to argue that tomatoes are an acceptable thing to add to a fruit salad. And like, there was motherfuckers agreeing with this dude. I was like, no, this cannot be a thing. Like, if you give me a fruit salad and be like, well, I put some tomatoes in it, I'd be like, what the fuck is this? I don't want tomatoes in this. Like, I once again, common sense. Tomatoes are fruit, technically. But like, all right, sure, that's great and all. But like, if I ask you for a fruit, or if I ask you like, yeah, sure, I'll give me some fruit, and someone hands me a fucking tomato, I'm gonna be like, the fuck is this? What am I gonna do? Like take the tomato and be like, oh yeah, thanks, and bite into the fucking tomato? No, not a thing. Not a thing. Don't be putting tomatoes in my fruit salad either. What the fuck is that? Right? Okay, I'm glad chat's like agreeing with me on this because I was feeling so fucking gaslit at the brewery that not only did this dude suggest it, but like a couple of people were like agreeing with him, like, yeah, it seems fine to me. Like, what the fuck? Weirdos, dude. Absolute fucking weirdos. All right. I think once we've sauteed the onions, I think we're kind of good to just start combining shit, right? And these are looking pretty good to me. Transfer large. Okay, cool. Just gonna put these onto a plate, I guess, and then let them cool down and combine all the rest of the shite. All right. Sounds European, but you can't prove it. I don't know, it wasn't European, it was like a very American dude at a very American brewery. Beats me, man. Fruit is nature's candy. I'm not a huge fruit eater. I don't mind fruit, it's fine, but like, you're not gonna see me walking down the street just munching on an apple or like eating orange slices. I don't know. That's something my sister and my mom are super into. Good for them. Love it for them. But I've never been one to. I never buy fruit at the grocery store. You're never gonna see me like having like spare fruit that'll just be snacking on. Not really my thing. I don't know. All right. Yes. Okay. Spread those out so hopefully they cool down. Ideally. Looking nice and soft and fucking delicious, baby. Yes, sir. God, just cooked onions just smell so fucking good, man. They probably taste pretty good, too. I can confirm, they taste good. Alright. Nice. And that is all we had to prep for the veggies for the meatloaf. Hell of a lot easier than my normal dishes I cook, which is like, all right, time to prep like 6 different vegetables. It's gonna take you like 2 hours. I was in the mood for a hard one today, boys and girls. I chose something that was relatively easy. After the last few cooking streams I've done that have been rather elaborate, figured simplicity was the call tonight, or today. All right. So, next thing we do, in a large bowl, seems large enough, add all of the meatloaf ingredients and just mix until well combined. Your hands are your best tool for mixing. Put on disposable gloves if you want to. My hands are fucking pristine, man. Why would I use gloves? Get the fuck out of here. Where's my old fashioned? Cheers. All right. I guess it's pretty easy. We just follow the recipe and just add all this shit. So, okay, one thing, yeah, one good thing to note now. If you're using the exclamation point recipes here, note that I am not making just traditional ground beef meatloaf, because if you've never had meatloaf before, that's what you use for meatloaf, is usually just ground beef. We're making bison meatloaf, however. Now, when I looked up bison meatloaf recipes, because I was trying to find a recipe that looked like it would be able to replicate the taste of the one that I had in Colorado, I just really didn't find anything that I thought was at least what I would personally describe as... Dude, this ice forming in my freezer, man, it's bothering me. It's fucking bothering me. Oh, you know what? Oh, I think I see something that actually might be causing it. I'll worry about this later, but... Interesting. Very interesting, actually. Little crack in the sealant of my fridge, not the freezer. Okay, I'll worry about it later. But anyways, I couldn't really find a recipe that looked like it would be able to replicate the bison meatloaf that I had in Colorado. So instead, I just looked for more, I guess, what I'd describe as generic. Generic meatloaf recipes to see what would be able to replicate the flavor, and then I could always just utilize bison instead of ground beef. And so that's what I went with. I went with a recipe that was going to utilize a regular meatloaf recipe where you could just sub in bison. I assume it'd work fine. So that's what we're doing. What am I drinking? I'm drinking a smoked old fashioned, which would consist of High West Campfire Whiskey, shout outs to Utah, maple syrup, and bitters. And it is quite tasty. It's gotta be the seal. Yeah, here, I'll show you what I'm talking about here. All right, so Chad can collectively agree with me that that's the issue. Whoop. All right, so right, got all this ice shit that's forming on the side of the fridge and like right over here and like what the fuck's going on here? And I look down and I see in the fridge. You see that? Look, is this? You can see the seal of the fridge is fucked up. Like, it's not the freezer portion, but where is it? I don't know. I'm sure the seal down here is doing it. Anyways, I get the feeling maybe this has something to do with it being fucked up, is this little shit down here, so. Good news is I live in an apartment, so I'm just gonna be like, maintenance, come fix it, please. Free of charge, thank you. There are not many upsides, admittedly, of apartments renting versus home ownership, but one thing I will say is pretty nice is just be like, oh, one of your appliance breaks? Cool, maintenance, come fix that for free. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm not in the mood to call a fridge repair dude, no thank you. Why do I freeze bread? Because I'm a single dude who lives on his own and doesn't eat bread all that quickly, so like if you just have bread that just stays out the whole time, it's gonna last you like what, maybe a couple of weeks? If you freeze it, it lasts essentially forever, and then you can just use the bread whenever you want. Then they tell you nothing is wrong. No, I've had actually pretty good luck with this apartment right here that I've lived in now for quite a long time. I've actually had pretty good luck with the maintenance people actually coming and actually fixing things. They've actually been pretty good about it, I gotta say. Anyways, yeah, freezing the bread, just, I don't know, just helps it last longer. Okay, so the story I was telling you guys about earlier was how, like, when my mom and I asked the server, like, hey, could you tell us the recipe for this bison meatloaf? They were like, secret family recipe, highly secret, can't tell you, blah, blah, blah. The only thing we could get out of them was that evidently their bison meatloaf was 80% bison and 20% something else. We kind of did some research after the fact and like, okay, what is the 20% something else? We came to the determination that more than likely it is pork. So what we're gonna be using today is, this recipe calls for 2 pounds of ground beef. So I'm gonna be using 2 pounds of ground meats, but it's going to be 1.6 pounds of ground bison and then 0.4 pounds of ground pork, right? So like 80-20 split adds up to 2 pounds. Math, sure. That is the plan. So let's add all this shit to the bowl, shall we? So we'll add in one whole thing. These are 2 1-pound little things of ground bison. Ground bison, by the way, not cheap, in case you're wondering. But you know, it's content and business expense, something like that. Sure, why not? How the fuck do I open this? Scissors? Is bison buffalo? Fun fact, buffalo do not exist in North America. It's a common misconception that people call them buffalo, but in reality, the proper name for them is bison. What you would think is a buffalo is bison, yes. That's basically, that we use those interchangeably here in the US, but technically buffalo do not exist in North America. Only bison, the more you know. I only recently learned this as well, so don't think that like you're a dumbass for not knowing that. I literally only learned this when, can't even remember when I learned it, but recently. You're not dumb. I mean, you might be, but not because of that. Do I actually itemize for taxes? I don't, no. I've looked into it before, but then I quickly realized that like the standard deduction is way more than what I spend yearly on cooking streams. Plus, like, it would be kind of cheating to say this is purely a business expense because I've looked into this as well. Like, basically what this would be implying is like you only use this food for stream purposes, and then like that's it. But in reality, whenever I do cooking streams, I'll obviously use the food that I make as my meals for the next few days or however long it lasts me. And evidently, once you start doing that, like once you're using it as your own personal food, then it becomes like then the IRS apparently would take issue with that, but it doesn't fucking matter. Like at the end of the day, I just take the standard deduction anyways, so it doesn't matter. All right, cool. Am I telling you that Buffalo is a lie? I am, yes. I'm telling you that Buffalo Trace whiskey should actually be called Bison Trace. I'm telling you that Buffalo, New York should actually be named Bison, New York. I'm telling you that the Buffalo Bills are not a real football team. I'm sorry to inform you if you are a Buffalo Bills fan. Sorry, boys. Okay, so that was 1 pound we just added. Now we're gonna add the additional thing here, but not all of it. So we wanted to do 1.6 pounds. So we're just gonna probably, I guess, just approximate whatever 60% of this thing here is. Sure. Is this, are these pair of scissors sanitary? Absolutely not. Okay, boom. There we go, nice little block of meat, nice. Bison sounds weird, or bison wings. I feel like it's just because it's what we're used to. In reality, like, I don't know, I'd fuck with bison, they're fine. Oh. Boys, that is a problem. I'm gonna, as is customary, if you ever finish off an old fashioned, you gotta enjoy the cherry. Nothing wrong with popping a cherry live on stream. All right, we need another one. So the lesson I learned from the first old fashioned was probably add a little bit less maple syrup, and otherwise it was good. So let's just make another one. We did what, 2 parts whiskey? That seemed fine. Okay. Some whiskey, High West Campfire whiskey for those wondering. Very tasty. Yeah. Probably enough left for one more. I take these slow, like before I know it all, I've had like 6 shots of whiskey today, and it's not even like, it's just barely 2 p.m. Monka Giga. Okay, and then bitters. Yeah. And then, for those that didn't see earlier, we're using maple syrup. It's specifically bourbon-aged maple syrup. Yes, it is quite tasty. So just add a little less than I did last time. Just like a little, like, that'll do. Okay. Mix her up. Okay. Add the classy cocktail cherry. Great value, obviously. Yeah. What is this drink called? This is a old-fashioned, specifically in this case a smoked old-fashioned. You know what? Yeah, fuck it. Add a little extra of the cherry syrup. I'm okay with that. Fuck it. Oh, I should have done the ice cube before the cherry, but whatever, dude. Cherry's literally just for decoration anyways, right? And in my own home, I don't really give a fuck what it looks like as long as it tastes good. Boom. And there you go. A smoked old-fashioned. Cheers, boys and girls. Whew. That was strong. Okay. Where's my computer going here? What is happening? Oh, that's fine. All right. So, anywho, continuing where we left off here, let's approximate 60% of this. I'd say like something like this right here would be 60. Sure. All right. It's probably not fully 60 TBH. Let me slice off a tiny bit more here. There we go. All right. Let's add that in. The rest I'll store for later. I don't know what I'm going to do with 0.4 pounds of ground bison, but I'll figure it out. In you go. We'll freeze it for now in our freezer that may or may not be malfunctioning. Does bison taste just like beef? Yes, it tastes very similar. It tastes like lean beef. That's not like I've had bison like a ton of times in my life, but yeah, I would say that if I served you bison and didn't tell you it was bison, you would probably think it's just beef. It is very similar, but it is leaner, which means that it's gonna be less, I guess, heavy, less like maybe bloat-worthy. But I guess the downside of that is it's gonna be, if cooked improperly, it's gonna be a little drier as well. So that's why we're adding some pork, specifically ground pork to this as well. So that way, ideally, it's got some nice moisture in there. Right? That's the idea. But yeah, bison's good. It's expensive, so that's why you don't really see it all that often added to dishes where you can otherwise just add ground beef, because beef is good too. But for this specific dish, like, I splurged. For those wondering, by the way, I paid $11 a pound for this ground bison. Not the cheapest, but times we live in, I guess. All right, let's get out the ground pork. Pork. They only sell at every grocery store that I visited, they only sell ground pork in like 1.5 pound packages. Why 1.5? I feel like I'm getting scammed here. Especially when I only need 0.4 pounds of ground pork, but sure, whatever, dude. I'll have extra ground pork for something. Probably just fried rice, honestly. Is it more gamey? What, bison? No, honestly, I don't really ever notice any sort of gaminess to it. I'd say it's a flavor that's extremely similar to ground beef. To the point where I don't think I could tell the difference if you didn't really tell me which is which, outside of maybe like the texture difference, but no gaminess. It's nice. All right, so this is 1.5 pounds. Hold on, I gotta do math. Use ground pork sausage. It's way better than meatloaf. I believe you, but it's a little late now, so oh well. Let's see. So this is 1.5. I need 0.4. So if half of this is 0.75, approximately a quarter, like a tiny little more than a quarter is 0.4, right? So this is half. So I do slightly more than a half, like this. Because I want half of that, which is like this. I'll go with that. Okay. Math. Sure, I love math. It's great. Should get a food scale to measure portions out. The funny thing is, I have a food scale. It's a little dusty at this point. I have one. The battery for this died about 2 years ago, and I've been too lazy to replace it. So I should probably do that at some point. I used to use it all the fucking time, and now I'm lazy as fuck. You're right though. I should replace the battery on this because I have one. And you're right. It's a hell of a lot easier than trying to just eyeball it. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I am also extremely dumb. That too. Okay. Okay. Put this in the fridge. That's a lot of ground pork. God damn. What will I use this for? Probably fried rice. Make some pork fried rice. That's gonna be very tasty. All right. So, added that. Teaspoon of olive oil. Is that supposed to be for the onions or something? That's just for the onions. Okay, so I don't need to add that. 2 large eggs. Okay. 1, 2. Eggs, pretty standard. Nice that they're not $10 a dozen anymore. Those were dark times as an egg enjoyer. Should get a vacuum sealer to lock in the freshness. Ooh. That's just why I freeze things. You were asking like, why do I freeze bread? So that way I don't have to worry about a vacuum sealer. Just toss it in the freezer. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. All right, eggs, check. 3 garlic cloves minced. Okay, it's time for the garlic's time to shine. Obviously, we're doing way more than 3 cloves because I am not a simpleton. I enjoy garlic, and I enjoy garlic that is not jarred garlic, okay? Shout out to that one friend who's jarred garlic, you fucking weirdo. Jesus. Imagine being that much of a pleb. Normies. Disgusting. I'm better than that now. I've done cooking streams for like 4 years now. I'm something of a professional, I'm not gonna say chef, but professional. What does one call yourself if like you cook food but you're not a chef? I guess just a professional cook? Is that a thing? I mean, one could argue that I cook food professionally online. I make a living at least partially cooking food online. I'm basically a professional cook. Yeah, sure. Jarred garlic, get the fuck out of here. Fucking jarlic, man. Yikes. Not a good look. Not a good look. Oh look, fresh garlic. Imagine that. That was so difficult to use the ball crusher to crush my balls into there, wasn't it? All right, so garlic, 2 tablespoons of ketchup. Okay. I'm not gonna measure that, we're just gonna YOLO that. So that's 1 and that's 2. Okay. 3 tablespoons of fresh parsley finely chopped. Oh, okay, yeah, I kind of forgot about that. I guess we need to prep that real quick, but that's not hard. Parsley, I've told you guys the story about the rabbit when I was a kid, right? I'm pretty sure I have, but I'm gonna tell it again just for those that haven't heard it, just because it's always what I think of when I think of parsley. Growing up as a kid, like we're talking about like preschool, so I was probably like 3 or 4 years old. My preschool class had a rabbit, like a class rabbit. Its name was Pewter. And every week, the kids from the class would take turns, like taking Pewter home to take care of Pewter at night. And so you'd have like week rotations. And when my turn came around, I was very excited because like, oh, cute rabbit, cool. And then when I took Pewter home, I very quickly realized, or we very quickly realized, that my mom was allergic to rabbits. Something you don't really know until you take a rabbit home for the first time ever. And I remember being so fucking upset that Pewter, like we had to take Pewter back. Like, okay, well I guess we can't take care of Pewter. And I was so fucking upset because like I was so ready for this week like of this cute rabbit being in my house, and we had to take it home. Like we had to take it back after like a day because my mom was like super allergic, right? Anyways, why do I say this? I remember Pewter loved parsley. That rabbit would just like down every bit of parsley it saw, so. I got robbed of my pet rabbit experience for a week. The fuck, Mom? How dare you be allergic to anything? Also, how dare she pass on her cat allergy to me? Like, she's the one that's allergic to cats, and that's why I'm allergic to cats, I would assume. My dad is not allergic to cats, so what the fuck, Mom? I swear to God, oh, I'd be such a good cat owner, dude. I would own a cat, 100%. If I wasn't allergic. Feels fucking bad, man. Feels fucking bad. I'm not super allergic, no. It's not like I'm gonna die, but like if I'm around a cat, for example, pretty quickly I'm gonna start getting like a runny nose and like I'm gonna get a little itchy and like I can't touch my eyes because if I do, my eyes will get super itchy and start puffing up and getting swollen. And so it's like, it's enough of an allergy. It's not like life-threatening or anything, but it's annoying enough to the point where like if I owned a cat and I was around it constantly, like it'd be hard to live with. It'd be pretty annoying. Which sucks. I love cats. I can be around them and play with them. Like I've got like friends who have cats and I love playing with them and just like petting them and giving them scratches, blah, blah, blah. But after a while I notice like, oh, okay, I need to go home and not be around cats for a bit. Because yeah, it gets a little rough. Feels bad. Just tank the damage. It's tempting, I'm not gonna lie, but I don't want to have to deal with a constant runny nose 24/7. That also sounds pretty fucking miserable. Just take allergy meds? What your wife does because of your dog? I don't know. I think as long as I live in this apartment, I'm not gonna try. But you know, honestly, I wouldn't hate the idea of maybe just like taking care of like a rescue cat for like a week at like some future place where I was like allowed to have a cat, or at least, well, I'm technically allowed to. The apartment I live in does allow pets, but in a place where like, if it was like a house, I would maybe take like, I'd try like a cat for a week, maybe like you said, take allergy meds and see how I fared. Maybe that'd be the play, but for now, nah. Easy for you to say, but yeah, allergies are annoying as fuck, you suppose. Yeah. It's just one of those things like you can deal with if you just visit friends for a night and just like they have cats and you just kind of like, you're just like, you deal with it. But like to live with it, like your entire life 24/7 in your place of living, I don't know, man, that's kind of rough. That's kind of rough. Okay. You're supposed to use 3 tablespoons of parsley. I don't know what 3 tablespoons is. That, and that. Sure, whatever. Oh, just whatever. Okay. Okay. Parsley, all right. 3/4 a cup of panko breadcrumbs. Okay. Wait. Not great value, shockingly. Great value apparently doesn't make panko breadcrumbs, not that I could find. Cheers. Need to do a test run of a cat. Maybe with allergy meds, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'd be okay, but I get the feeling that would not be a thing, but maybe it's worth a try eventually. You're not wrong. Are there any hypoallergenic kitties? So this is something I've talked about before, and I've got a friend who is a vet or a vet tech, and she says that, and this is something I learned a while ago, and I've talked about this on stream. The thing you're allergic to when it comes to cats is not their fur, it's actually their saliva. And so, because cats will clean themselves by licking themselves, by the way, I need 3/4 cup of panko. Okay. Because cats clean themselves by licking themselves, like they get saliva all over their fur. So it doesn't matter if like they had quote quote hypoallergenic fur, it just matters that they lick themselves all the fucking time to clean themselves, and because of that, that's why you get allergic to them and that's why you have the reaction to them. So no, as far as I know, to answer your question, I don't believe hypoallergenic cats are a thing because there's no hyperallergenic cat saliva, apparently. So says my vet tech friends, at least. If your cat likes you, it will also like you. What? Because you are a bad cat who doesn't clean themselves, so they help her. What? I don't know about that dog. Okay. 1/3 a cup of milk. Okay. There are cups in here somewhere. Yes, sir. Boom. Milk? I've never made meatloaf before. I did not assume that milk would be added to this recipe, but okay, sure. Why not? 1 teaspoon of salt or to taste. Okay, once again, not gonna measure that, just something. Take a little pinch with your fingers because you're a classy motherfucker and do that. Okay. Teaspoon of Italian seasoning. Got this in here somewhere. There we are. I'm not measuring that. What is it? Teaspoons? So like not a ton, but just like a little like. Sure. And we. Ooh, a giga teaspoon? Shut the fuck up. We're measuring with love, okay? Teaspoon of ground black pepper. Yeah, I'm not taking out the new thing of black pepper at this point just for 1/2 a teaspoon. So we're just gonna use a freshly cracked ground pepper. Yep, cock. Okay. And okay, and then we just mix it up. The recipe says, if you're a pussy, put on gloves now so you can mix the meatloaf. I'm a fucking man. I'm gonna put my hands straight into that fucking meat, man. That slimy fucking meat. Real men just dive straight in, baby. They're not afraid of little wet, sloppy, moist meat. Yes. Doesn't smell like what you'd expect, but you know, got the right consistency, the right texture. It is very slimy, I'll say that, but I hear that's typical. Not that I would know. Put my face in it? Bruh. I don't know if it's safe to eat like raw ground bison. I don't know if that's a thing. Raw ground beef evidently is like not, well, okay, probably a shit you get at Walmart. It's probably not advisable, but like I know like raw ground beef can be not necessarily gonna kill you, but I'm not about to take my chances. I don't know how much I trust random ass Indiana grocery store ground bison and or pork. Bison tartare, yeah, not sure if that's a thing. Honestly, if it was, I'd try it. That sounds good. Thought I was a man. I'm a man. I don't respect women. Why the fuck would I put my face in this? Wait, what? What am I talking about? We're talking about meatloaf, obviously. Germans eat raw beef. Yeah, I know it's a thing. I don't know. Is eating raw ground bison a thing? I have no idea. Okay, the recipe says don't overmix, so I feel like we don't want to, well, overmix, so I feel like this is fine. Sure. Okay. Okay, and then a large bowl, add meat to the pan, shape it into a meatloaf about 8 inches long, 4 inches wide, 3 inches tall, bacon covered at 350 for 40 minutes. Okay, let's do that. Oh shit, I gotta do the bacon at some point. We'll do that soon, TM. Okay, I didn't prep the baking sheet for this, so let's just do it now. Originally I was thinking like, oh, you can just use like a loaf pan for this, but the recipe says like, oh, no. If you use a loaf pan, it's gonna dry out, it's not gonna cook as consistently, so it said, you gotta form the loaf on some baking sheet instead. Okay, shit, Jesus. 8 inches long, yeah, I mean, way unnecessary, way over the top, way too long, I agree, but I guess this recipe is a bit of a size queen. What can you say? All right. Is this 8 inches long? I don't really have a good reference for what 8 inches is. I wouldn't know. Probably. Okay, sure. Oh shit! I didn't add the onions, did I? Nope. Let's add those. That would have sucked. Spend all that time cooking these and not add them. Oops. That is 12? Okay. 12 inches? That just seems excessive. I don't know about that. Also, what did you say earlier about, I saw you say something about alcohol, Chef DeMarco. It was something like, it was like a serious comment and not like a tongue-in-cheek one. I saw you said something about it. Now I want to say that. Hold on. You said... There it was. You miss alcohol sometimes, gave up drinking this year, worst decision of your life. I feel you, man. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna try to sugarcoat it. I love alcohol. It's fucking great. Does it have its downsides? Absolutely. So I can feel you on that one, man. But all I can say is I assume you made that decision for a good reason. So I support your decisions in life. And if it's working well for you, then that's all that matters, right? Hell yeah. This is probably really bad timing, but that being said, cheers, chat. All right, I gotta mix the onion in, I guess. Milk in the meat? Yeah, that's a little weird. Here's to not drinking. Yeah, you know what? Everybody has their own life path. That's all I'll say. I don't judge people for whether they choose what substances they choose to put into their body or not. Like I don't do hard drugs of any type. I don't even do soft drugs. Like it's not my thing, right? But like I don't give a shit if people do. I don't give a shit what people put in their bodies or don't. As long as they're living their best lives, that's all I give a fuck about, man. That's what everyone should be doing. Just live your fucking best life, man. Just enjoy life. It's not that long. Enjoy it while it lasts, you know? However you want to do that is up to you. Okay. There we go. All right, now that's actually ready to form into a loaf, so now let's actually do the thing. Oh, okay, I just got an AI stream summary when I refresh chat. Oh, let's see what I'm doing. SalvDali is mixing and shaping the bison pork meatloaf, adding eggs, parsley, and panko. Nearly forgot the sauteed onions, and the pewter the rabbit story made another, wait, oh, there's more, hold on. The pewter the rabbit story made another appearance. That is, you know, look, I know everybody loves to shit on AI because there's a lot of things about the world that's ruining right now, but can we all just collectively agree the fact that like AI can just properly summarize what we just talked about, like almost bang on in the past like 20 minutes is like kind of really fucking cool, actually. I respect that. That's actually really fucking cool. This is the first time I experienced a Twitched AI summary that popped up for me. That's actually crazy how well that works. Because like, yeah, I get it. If you join a stream in progress, like you don't necessarily immediately know what's going on. And like, if I just joined the stream in progress and I read that, like I'd be like, huh, well, okay, interesting. And like, it's weird that like how accurate it is. It'd be one thing if it just gave a bunch of bullshit that I didn't just talk about in the past 20 minutes, but like that's pretty close. That's, holy shit. Okay, anyways. That is impressive. Okay. Anyways, let's form the loaf, shall we? The recipe doesn't say to do this, but I'm gonna oil the bottom of this just because, Make sure to lube up all 8 of your inches, you know? Alright. Oh my. Okay. Let's just form our loaf here, shape it nicely. Hold on, give me a nice little angle here. Massage your loaf. Be nice and gentle with it, nice and tender with it. This is nice and moist, holy shit. Okay. Let's say 8 inches long. I'm not gonna try to bother doing measurements. I'm just gonna make this into what do I imagine as a meatloaf shape. This looks so wrong. Okay, whatever, dude. It's fine, okay, it's fine. Alright. Make it nice and shapely, you know. You don't want a weirdly shaped loaf of meat, that's for sure. And they gotta tease it, be nice and gentle. Oh, Jesus. Very girthy, yeah, obviously. I think there's a lot of onion on one side and not the other. I'm gonna try to like rectify this a little bit. There we go, that's better. What a fucking visual, man. I should make a cock meatloaf, make 2 balls and a big fucking chode. You know, if I had made meatloaf in my life already, I probably would be down to meme it up like that. But I've never actually made meatloaf in my life, so I feel like at least for the first time, I want to make something that's presentable, something that would like I could be proud of in the future. And then in the future, I can make dick meatloaf if I want to. Nothing wrong with dick meatloaf, by the way. It is Pride Month after all. Shout outs to my dick meatloaf enjoyers and shit. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. I don't know. What does it look like on camera? Yeah, hold on. I'll show this up close. Also, it's supposed to be shorter, right? I know that many people actually probably wouldn't enjoy a meatloaf this length, so you probably want to reduce the length and increase the girth. That's actually probably the play, huh? I've heard that girth is a very underrated stat of your meatloaf. There we go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's better. There we go. Okay. Look at that. That looks nice. All right, I'll give you a close-up here. 1 second. All right. Ready for this, chat? Now, I know we're supposed to make the sauce for the meatloaf, but we're not supposed to add the sauce until like halfway through like when it's done cooking. So we'll do that now. But ooh, shit! Look at that. Nice and girthy. Got a lot of texture to it. It is ribbed for my pleasure when I put it into my mouth. Okay, okay. Nice and lengthy. Not too long, but you know, just right. Nice girth. Okay, nice. That's a nice little tube of meat right there. Yeah, okay, okay. Hopefully the fact that we've used a pan instead of a loaf pan, like a regular baking sheet, is gonna be somehow beneficial for this entire setup. I don't know, so says the recipe. Why not? All right. In she goes. Wait. Timer set for 40 minutes, so says the recipe. Okay. Okay, let's work on the sauce, shall we? Now, the sauce we're actually not using from the same recipe that we're doing the meatloaf for. We're actually using a separate meatloaf recipe, but we're only gonna use that meatloaf recipe's sauce because I saw that and like, ooh, that looks better and more closer to like barbecue sauce than it did ketchup-y. Because like, I would say a traditional meatloaf sauce utilizes what I would describe as like a mostly ketchup affair, but the thing that I had at Bird and Jim was much closer to what I'd describe as barbecue sauce. So we're gonna do that. Okay. Exclamation point recipes. Look at the second recipe. Yes, the recipe is bison meatloaf. We're only doing the sauce. Let's do that now. Spoiler alert, by the way, we're gonna do a full recipe of the sauce, or sorry, we're gonna do a double recipe of the sauce because I wanna have enough sauce to A, cover the, oh shit, I didn't eat all the onions, or some of the onions didn't make it in. Whatever. Oh. I wanna do enough sauce to both cover the meatloaf and have some extra leftovers, like some dipping sauce. So we're gonna make a double recipe. Haha, straight's always more gay. Are you trying to imply that there's something wrong with being gay in 2026? In June 2026, Pride Month? Someone canceled that man on Twitter. Thank you. Okay. Let's do it. So, the sauce is going to be. Do we actually have to like heat up the sauce, or is it just like something you blend on its own? Small bowl. Combine all the sauce ingredients. Shape it. Okay. It doesn't say. It doesn't say to cook the sauce at all. I'm gonna make the executive decision to cook the sauce though, because I want to kind of cook the sauce. Fuck it. Whatever. So let's get out a little saucepan for that. So we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna do a 2x recipe of the sauce. So this needs to be 1 cup of ketchup. I bought an extra thing of ketchup because I realized I didn't really have a cup left. Okay, oh shit. My man's a fellow bi king, high five. You know what? I will neither confirm nor deny that statement. All I can say is it's 2026. If you don't enjoy sucking dick in 2026, frankly, you're doing it wrong. I don't know, man. All right, an entire cup of this shite. Okay, yeah, I kind of saw this coming. All right, you know what? Yeah. Nah, just gay man hoping they're more fun, cute, entertaining gay streamers. So many straight men love talking about cock. Are you accusing a man who, okay, I will admit in reality is straight, of talking about cock way too much? I would never. I don't do that. I don't love cock. That's gay as fuck, dude. Unless it's my cock, then it's great. I have a great cock, I'm just saying. Exclamation point OnlyFans coming soon. Alright, come on, come on. Come on. Alright, I knew I wouldn't have enough ketchup in this one thing. Smart streamer brought another thing of ketchup. Alright. Yep, cock. Alright, anyways. Come on, baby. You know what? We're in the part of the cooking stream where I've had enough old-fashioned and not really give a fuck at this point. This is good, by the way. Cheers, Chad. Tasty. Oh, those are noises. Okay. Alright. That's a lot of ketchup, Jesus. That's gonna be a lot of sauce, but you know what? I don't mind having extra dipping sauce. That's fine. That's fine. Just heat this up in a way where it gets nice and, I don't know, nice and aromatic, if you will. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, next up would be, let's see, let's call it 3 teaspoons of packed brown sugar. I kind of want to add more than that just because when I think of barbecue sauce, I want it like to be nice and thick. This is pan add extra taste. Nice little specks of Teflon that chip off after many years of use. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this pot right here I've used literally since college, so this shit is like 15 years old at this point. Don't think about it too hard, all right? Also, you need a better view than this. There you go. That's better. 3 tablespoons, it says. So 1. Generous 3 tablespoons. How about that? 2, 3. Okay. Is there a rotating fish on that washing machine? Chat, please introduce Crab Monster TV to the Church of Joel. Thank you. Thank you. Is there a spinning fish on the washing machine? Why wouldn't there be? Also, his beautiful girlfriend, Joelle. Hey, buddy. You're chilling, man. Keep doing your thing. Keep doing your thing, bud. Gotta love that Joel teaching his son Joel how to spin while Wide Boris passes by a family business. Indeed. Okay, 3/4 of a teaspoon of white vinegar. White vinegar. I don't know why not. Like, I don't know why it has to be white vinegar. That's a little racist, but okay. 3/4. That. Okay. Oh wait, no, but 2 of those. Okay, so that and that. Okay. Half a teaspoon. So then a full teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. Yep. Okay. Those experienced cooking stream enjoyers would know that we're using the same bottle of Worcester sauce that I've used for quite literally years now. What is the expiration date on this? Not relevant is the answer to the question. Okay, good. So a full teaspoon of that. Still tastes fine, I'm just saying. Oh! This shit doesn't go bad. There's so much salt in there. Come on. Come on. Still tastes fine. Okay. Oh. Little snot rocket. Alright. Half a teaspoon of garlic powder, so a full teaspoon, since that's what we're doing. I need onion powder as well. Yeah. Old enough that onslaught was just an idea. You know what? Let's not dwell on that too hard. Not worth it. So full teaspoon. We're just gonna kind of YOLO this. Okay, that's probably fine. Oh, that's a lot. Whatever. Yeah, fuck it. Fourth a teaspoon of onion powder, so half a teaspoon in reality. So yeah. And then a fourth teaspoon of pepper, so half a teaspoon. So, okay, yeah. All right. And then I don't know. I mean, like I said, the recipe doesn't necessarily call for you to cook this or to have this simmer at all, but I feel like you should. So I'm just gonna do that. I have enough cooking extreme experience to know what to do, right? Yeah, sure. I was expecting this to be more of a brown color. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little disappointed that it's still so bright red of the color of ketchup, but it's not gonna, I can already tell you it's not gonna look the part as far as what I was thinking of in my head is what it should look like. But honestly, as long as it tastes good, I suppose that's all that matters. I literally guess I could just taste it now. It's very, I mean, it's not very, but it's ketchup-y still for sure. What, all right. For those professional foodies in chat, okay? If you've got a very heavily based, like ketchup-based sauce, and you want to make it taste more, I guess, barbecue saucy, what do you add to it? More brown sugar, maybe? I've got molasses. Do I add molasses? Ooh. More vinegar? I don't know. What do people that are smarter than I, what would you add? Don't say less ketchup, that's already not an option. You're saying molasses? Okay, I do have that. Brown sugar and molasses, more brown, okay. All right, we'll try some molasses. I can do that. Grandma's molasses, hell yeah, sister. Hey, look at that. I opened this a long time ago for another cooking stream, but look at that. Sure, why not? A spoon in here somewhere, right? Just like, I don't know, a little something like that. Not too much, but like... I feel like that's a solid addition, yeah. Pretty good. Good old grandma. I can always rely on her for nice, thick, soupy juices. Okay, there we go. Ooh, yeah, that actually, ooh, look at that color now. Okay. That's looking more like barbecue sauce now. Okay. Turn up that heat a little bit. There we go. That's exactly what I wanted to look like, actually. That might be the Biss edition right there. Perfect. Let's taste it. Ooh. Boys, good call. Good fucking call. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I was definitely the first one to bring up molasses here, but you guys affirmed my idea, so we'll both collectively take credit for this, all right? There we go. All right. Look at how thick that is, too. Okay, nice. Let that do its thing. That was good. All right. Nice. So what are we doing next here? We got the sauce prepared, cool. And I believe after like 20 minutes of baking, the meatloaf gets like brushed with the sauce. Let me see here. It is. Here, give me a little preview of the meatloaf doing its thing. What's up, buddy? Ignore the cum stains as always. Spread the sauce with the meatloaf, then return to the oven, bake an additional... Oh, okay, so no, we do the 40 minutes first, so I timed for that initially already. And then after the 40 minutes, then we add the glaze, the sauce, whatever, cover this entire affair, fondle it a little bit, and then do another 20 minutes after we glaze it. Okay, cool. So, in the meantime, since we're just sitting here waiting for another 26 minutes before that happens, that is a perfect opportunity to prepare the sweet potato fries that we're also cooking for this dish, because that is also something we had at our magical little bird and gym adventure back in the day. Oh shit. Okay. Oh, uppies. There we go. All right. All right, let's prepare some sweet potato fries. That is really just going to involve cutting fries, or cutting sweet potatoes into fry shape. I think I can do that. Let's do that. All right, back there you go. There's no way that loaf is cooking in an hour. That's what the recipe says. I don't know what to tell you, man. Hashtag trust the process. I mean, the good news is, spoiler alert, I'm sure it's going to take me way longer than an hour to cook these sweet potato fries, so we probably have extra time if needed. Probably fine. It's going to take like 2 hours? Don't tell me that. I don't know, man. All I can tell you is exclamation point recipes. 8 inches long, 4 inches wide, 3 inches tall. I feel like that was approximately what I did there, right? Yeah, I'd say so. I don't know, man. 40 minutes. I'm just following the recipe. All right. Now, for what it's worth, it does say until the internal temperature reaches 160. I know historically I've loved to meme it up and talk about how like, I'm just gonna like fucking YOLO it. I do have a real thermometer now, so we can actually just measure the temperature, so we can actually find out when it's done. That's the good news, but hopefully it's gonna be after 60 minutes. I guess we'll see. A real thermometer, yes. It only took me 4 years of cooking streams to finally get one. Anyways, let's do the fries, shall we? Oh, or should I do the toast preparation first? Holy shit, he has a thermometer. I know, right? My stubbornness finally relented. Is it in Celsius? Yikes, imagine being European. I'd be very hot and sweaty and be lacking air conditioning right now. Yikes. I don't know if you can hear the air conditioning, but it's fucking blasting right now. Here, I'll give you a little preview. Hear that? Ah, yes. Oh. Hold on, here. You see this? Europeans could fucking never, man. They have no idea what this looks like right now. They're just like, huh? 78? I don't know what that number means. What does cool mean? I haven't felt this for years now. Yeah, I know. I know. That's okay. That's all right. Keep living in the 18th century. That's fine. Here in America, we actually just enjoy the comfort of the indoors. All right. Anyways. Yours don't have AC. How do they survive? I legitimately do not know. I'd be suffering right now. Can you imagine doing this cooking stream? It was just like 85 degrees inside right now, which it would be without air conditioning. Fuck that. No, thank you. Anyways, okay. I feel like I should prepare the toast last. I feel like I should prepare the toast when like it's like right before we're about to serve the meatloaf, because the toast is something that we want to have like nice and fresh when it's time. So that will be a thing eventually, because of course that's the bread we're using as the bread for our sandwich. But we're gonna melt butter, brush the bread, and then just like literally like toast the bread on a skillet for a couple minutes. So yeah, we're gonna do that last. Okay, so let's do the sweet potatoes now. All right, that I can do. So we're gonna make some sweet potato fries. Sweet potatoes are something that, like, in my opinion, do not make as good as fries as just regular potatoes. They don't crisp up as much. They don't get quite as... They don't get that texture and consistency where they're like nice and crispy on the outside and pillowy soft on the inside. They have a more difficult time gaining a good consistency. However, in my opinion, they make up for it by being more... having like a more interesting flavor, I guess, unless you make them right. Yeah, so I agree. I have made sweet potato fries before in the past by just doing the more conventional, I guess, deep frying fries method, right? Like literally making them into deep fried fries. They were okay, but they were a little, I overdid them. So they were like too crunchy and not enough like pillowy softness on the inside. What I've not tried before, however, is making sweet potato fries in the air fryer. I only have a tiny ass little air fryer, but I will say that the air fryer like kind of lives up to the hype. For those that don't have an air fryer, like it does live up to the hype. It does perform some fucking miracles. So I'm gonna try to make sweet potato fries today, which I've already tried to make in the past, and they were fine. But we're gonna see how sweet potato fries work out in the air fryer, because air fryer in the past has worked miracles on anything I've tried to cook in there. So maybe it'll do the same with sweet potato fries. Maybe. So let's do it. Let's get the sweet potatoes out, shall we? Oh, at some point, I'm gonna take this out just so that way I don't forget. I do need to cook the bacon at some point because that's gonna go on the sandwich as well, but we can wait on that one. Okay. Sweet potatoes. Yeah. Yeah. That one. All right. Boom. Why are these wrapped in plastic? Because the regular sweet potatoes in the little bin of sweet potatoes that you normally get at the grocery store were all out, so I had to get the weird wrapped in plastic ones that are like ready to microwave or some shit. We're not gonna do that, but they're still sweet potatoes. They still work. It's fine. Yeah, got a little pre-wrapped with a condom on them. Still perfectly valid. Should I peel these? Normally, I'm actually okay with regular fries that still have the skin on. How do I feel about that with sweet potato fries, though? Wafer? Dude, so like, if you saw the start of the stream, you would have seen the photos of the sweet potato. Yeah, I'll just show you. Hold on one second. I'm saying this as if I can't just show you the picture again. Hold on. Hi. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so the dish that I had at Bird and Jim here was using waffle sweet potato fries. And I originally was looking into like, ooh, how can I make like the waffle ones? And then I realized like, oh, you gotta get this specialized mandolin thing, and like you got this whole thing where you gotta like very precisely like go one way and the other way, and I quickly realized like, oh, that's gonna be a pain in the ass. So I'm not doing sweet potato waffle fries, sorry. I'm just gonna make regular fries, but I'm gonna try to like put some seasoning on them, which admittedly these waffle fries right here, they were really good, but they didn't have any seasoning on them. So we're gonna try to compensate a bit, all right? So we're gonna make classy fries in a different way, all right? Deal with it. Okay, anyways. Looks delicious? It was, that's what we're trying to replicate. Let's see what happens. Anyways, you're saying skin is fine? I tend to agree, I'm okay with skin on my fries, but I guess the only thing that I question is like, does it affect the cooking at all? Like as in like, you know, how they crisp? Probably fine. I don't know, chat, what do we think? Do we keep the skin on or peel it off? Skin on sweet potato is normal? Okay, that's what Cuban number says. I tend to agree, but what does chat say? Bison meatloaf for real? Yes, sir, that's what we're trying. That's the picture of what you just saw. It was a bison meatloaf sandwich, and it was fucking delicious, so we're trying to replicate that. Alright, fuck it. Keep the skin on. I should probably clean this knife off. It's covered in parsley. Yeah. I've watched The Bear. I know how to cook, I swear. All right. So fries. The skin also contains good nutrition and adds texture. Yeah, sure, and that's why I'm doing this cooking stream, for the nutrition, obviously. All right. I have cut potatoes into what I would describe as like fry-shaped wedges before. Let's see if we can do it again. without cutting our fingers off, ideally. That is, oh, monka. Like this, right? And then we can just do like a sort of thing. Not sure if you ever had sweet potato fries without skin. Really? Bunch of Europeans who like still have their skin on, huh? Fair enough. NA brothers are very confused right now. This feels sketchy as fuck. Oh, monka giga, okay. You don't have your skin? I hear a lot of Americans are that way. Blame your parents, I guess, I don't know. Yeah, this is sketch. Turn on the flat side to cut, as in like this way? That feels even worse. I'm not gonna do that, dog. Here's what I'll do. I'll cut it this way, so that way I've got like a flat side to cut this way on. I can probably just cut the fries, like at least some of the fries this way. Oh good, only 3 more potatoes after this one to go. Monka fucking giga. But yeah, that's a decent shape right there, okay. Oy. Sure. Okay. This'll work, this'll work. I also have no idea like how many fries this is gonna make. I kind of originally assumed that like 4 sweet potatoes, because that's what this recipe calls for, was going to be too much. And so I'm kind of thinking that like I'll probably only cook like half of them this stream and then save the other half for later, which is fine, because I don't mind the concept of just having uncooked sweet potato fries for later cooking enjoyment. All right, here we go. Or maybe like we'll see how many this makes. Is like if I don't feel like this taking forever. So the reality is that like maybe I'll only slice up 2 of these sweet potatoes into fry shapes, depending on how many fries this looks like this makes. What do I do with this little chode right here? What's up, Repulse? Hi, bud. What's up? Hi. Hello. We're just gonna make little tiny fried chunks. These will probably be fine, right? Sure. 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 Okay. I think we use the big bowl for this. Let me clean this one out real quick. Yeah. Despite what you guys might think, I do clean this bowl every now and then. That is a thing. Oi. All right. Some sweet tater tots. I mean, I'm trying to go for just like actual fries. We'll see how that works out. All right. See if we make these into fry shapes. The recipe says to make these relatively thin, so I'm going to try my best to do that. These seem fry shaped? I don't know. Sure. Seems fine to me. It looks like carrots. Sweet potatoes are odd. They look bright orange, and yet they taste not what you expect a bright orange food to taste like, that's for sure. Not in a bad way, I do love sweet potatoes. I fuck with them for sure. Hold on, let me change something in the computer room because I can't see something. There we go. Also, I kind of ignored this aspect all stream, but now that I just kind of thought about it, for some reason I decided it was a good idea before the stream today to go to the gym. Like, I never go to the gym early in the day. So when I say that, I mean that like I don't really ever go to the gym before probably like 4 p.m. at the absolute earliest. I made the weird suicidal decision to try to do it at like 11 a.m. today. And weirdly, I had an okay workout, which is not normal for someone who normally feels like death before noon. But it was leg day specifically. Why the fuck did I think it was a good idea to do leg day before a cooking stream where I was standing on a hard floor the entire time, like prepping food? My legs are just like so fucking exhausted right now, man. I feel like an old fucking man on like weak, shaky legs. Jesus, I'm not like, you probably can't see any evidence of that on stream, but just know that like choosing to do leg day before a cooking stream in which you're standing for like 4 hours straight, not the greatest idea. I probably should have thought of that in advance, and yet I am not a smart man. Huh. Imagine that. Okay. With the skin on, we'll see, I guess. We'll see. This is one potato, by the way. In theory, we have 4 of these. Imagine working at a restaurant. I mean, I've never worked at a restaurant before, but I have worked at like the deli that I worked at like in my high school job, where I did have to stand for like 8 hours a day. Yeah, that sucked. Like there was no... eventually you would get conditioned to it a little bit to the point where like it wasn't quite as bad as it was when you first started, but standing for 8 hours straight doing anything is like awful. And while I did enjoy that job and I have fond memories overall of that job, I will admit I'm not desperate to work a job where I have to stand for 8 hours a day ever again. Call me a first world little basic bitch, but yeah, not really something I'm desperate to do. I do enjoy sitting, just playing classic WoW all day every day, I'm not gonna lie. Even if I just work some boring ass desk job, if I'm just sitting there, yeah, I can live with that. Come on, baby. Oi, 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 monka giga. Okay. You stand all day, but have a rubber floor mat to stand on. It's fine. Yeah, actually, normally I wear my little running shoes. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna put those on right now. My feet are feeling fine right now, but I guarantee you, like, give it another 2 hours and they will not feel fine. Which you might be thinking, does it really take you 2 hours to cook this basic ass simple dish? Yes, it does. No shame. That's how long my cooking streams normally take. At least at this point, I expect it to take that long. Okay, anyways. Whew. This is not how I sliced the last one, is it? Okay, well. We're gonna just kind of YOLO this the best we can. That's, yeah. That one. Okay, here's how we're gonna do this. Yeah. All right. Get this chunk off. It's not a Dali cooking stream if he's not A, drunk, and B, underestimating the amount of time he needed. Nowadays, at least I'm smart enough to know how long it's gonna take me. Nowadays, I know it's gonna take a long ass time, so I intentionally chose a recipe today that was like, oh, this like wouldn't take a regular person a long time, which means for me specifically, it'll take like what I would describe as just the perfect amount of time. So I think we're okay. Honestly, we're on schedule right now. It's been like 2 hours since I started. Am I about halfway done? Yeah, probably. As long as my cooking streams stay under 4 hours, like I can live with that. I'm not under the delusion that I can cook this shit in a, what I'd call a timely manner, but as long as I can do it in a way where it's like, it stays in the neighborhood of 4 hours, I'm gonna call that a dub. All Gucci. Oh, come on. Meatloaf itself, it needs almost 2 hours. I don't know, man. The recipe says it only takes an hour. We'll see. We have the meat thermometer, so we'll find out. But the recipe suggests it's not that long. We shall see. We shall see. I'm quickly getting to the point, by the way, where I'm realizing that like 2 sweet potatoes worth of sweet potato fries is probably enough. Like we're already at this right here, and yeah, I don't know if I really need, because like I have a very small air fryer, so if I needed to cook like twice of what I have already, that would take fucking forever, man. So that's fine. I have 2 extra sweet potatoes to do whatever I want with later, I guess. So you don't mess up tomorrow. Am I watching the race later since I'm cooking? I'm not. I know it technically has already started, right? Woo, I should check in, at least get my fan rewards points. I'm watching it tomorrow. So yeah, no spoiler-ronies until after tomorrow's stream. So as of Tuesday's stream, I will have watched it. Pre-race right now? Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, not watching it today, but I'll watch it tomorrow after stream, so. Cool. Yeah, that's the sacrifice I made today by choosing to do cooking stream today, as I gave up my, what I would describe as traditional Sunday race enjoyment shenanigans. So I haven't watched the NASCAR, well, obviously I haven't watched the NASCAR race, and I haven't watched the F1 race, so. Give me time, give me time. Okay. Honestly, man, does that not look like it's just like a fry to you? It's pretty good to me. All right, all right. I think we're gonna season these with a little salt, pepper, little spices, and I'm kind of what I'm going for is like gonna be like essentially like a spicy sweet potato fry sort of thing. I'm looking forward to this. I gotta say, might be pretty tasty. I got into F1, yes sir, yes sir. I started following pretty closely like last season actually. As a Max Verstappen fan, I probably chose literally the worst possible time to start watching, but oh well. I guess you could say I'm so far enjoying the adversity this season. That's one way to cope. I bleed red, white, and blue. Go so goddamn proud. Any plans for the big 250 into Brandon today? I don't think I'm doing necessarily anything specifically dedicated to America 250, but let's see, July 4th is on Saturday next weekend, right? I am going to a concert on July 4th. It's going to be a Jack Johnson concert, if you know who he is. Nothing to do with America, really, but like it was a concert of an artist I enjoy, which like I enjoy very few artists who like are still alive. So because of that, I was like, oh shit, that'll work. So I'm going to a concert next Saturday. So no stream next Saturday on actual July 4th. But if you're wondering if this year we'll have a July 4th, or at least a observed July 4th stream, yes, there will be. I'm going to do a, let's call it an Independence Day cooking stream next Friday as well. So for you cooking stream enjoyers out there, you actually get cooking streams within the same time span of like 4 days of each other. Oh shit. So yeah, next Friday, Independence Day cooking stream. Book it. I'm not gonna tell you what I'm gonna do yet, but I'll just say I think it's a fun idea and I think it should be pretty enjoyable overall. Hell yeah. All right, yeah, so I'm only gonna do 2 of those potato fries, or two of those sweet potatoes. I'm very quickly realizing that 4 would be a lot. This is just 2. That's already a lot, so that'll do, pig. Okay, that'll do. Cayenne or smoky chipotle to heat the fries today. You know, none of the recipe that I'm using says to use neither of those, but I was admittedly thinking earlier like, a little cayenne wouldn't do any harm, right? So I think the actual recipe calls for like chili powder or paprika, which, you know, those are fine, but like, I think we might need a little cayenne in there, right? Yeah. Jack Johnson, hope he plays all of In Between Dreams. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, the last time I went to a Jack Johnson concert was over 10 years ago, I think. In fact, my parents got me Jack Johnson tickets for a college graduation present, so I went to I was in Indianapolis like over 10 years ago for that, so. I'll admit I've not really kept up on his albums since then, but I assume he'll just play all of his classic shit. That'll be fun. My recipe's only okay for gringos. Fire it up. Brother, I'm gonna keep it a hundo. Do I not look like a fucking gringo to you? I know I got a little color thanks to my half Asian side, but like the reality is that like I'm not some fucking badass who's like, white people and their spiciness. Like, I can probably handle a little more spiciness than your average white dude, but I still can't, like, overdo it. Let's put it that way. Okay, so what are we doing with these sweet potato fries? We've cut them up. Cool, cool, cool. Oh, shit. This has been sitting on the stove the entire time. I completely fucking forgot about it. Thankfully, it's not like it's, like, overdoing the thing, and I think, thankfully, by some fucking miracle, I might have noticed this at the perfect time because I just saw it on the stove. Fuck. And it seems actually a pretty good thickness, so, like, it's actually fine, but, I completely fucking forgot this was on the stove, so thank God I noticed it. But that being said, it looks pretty good. Okay, calculated. Yeah, we're gonna turn that off now, because I think it's good now. Let's taste it. Fuck it. How did no one in chat remember this? Woo! Woo! That's tasty as fuck. All right. By some fucking miracle, I lucked into this being perfect. Thank God. That's tasty. Perfect consistency too. All right. Yeah. All right. Anyways, that's ready to go in. Oh shit. Dude, do I not know how to fucking time this shit? Literally in 28 seconds, we were supposed to glaze it anyways, so that is... It's almost like I know what I'm doing. I don't, but I play a guy who knows what he's doing on TV. All right. Cheers. Dink. Okay, let's take this bad boy out. Yeah. Let's get, I've got a little, little sauce brush in here somewhere. Somewhere. I swear I own one of these. What the fuck is my sauce brush? I have one. Used it on stream literally before. Come on now. Fuck. What the fuck is it? It's supposed to be in here, I can tell you that. It is not in here. Is my fall like beneath my dryer rack? No. Oh, hold on, wait a minute. Hold on, wait a minute. Boys. It is at the bottom of my dryer rack in like the kind of place where I never would have looked at before. Is it sanitary? Abso-fucking-lutely not. There it is. All right, I'm sure it's fine, dude. Is it wet? Absolutely. Yikes, that is disgusting. I'm gonna dry it off with a paper towel. And then it's gonna be fine. Okay. Oh, It's fine, dude, it's fine. It's got like extra seasoning from the dryer rack juices. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's gonna be fine. Yeah, it's gonna be fine. All right. It smells very questionable. It's fine. Okay, good. A little varnish. Yep. Yeah. All right. Let's take this bad boy out. Come on out, baby. Ooh, smells nice. I'll say that. It looks, I don't know, loaf-shaped. Sure. Let's brush her up, shall we? I'm trying to only use, I guess, half of this
half the sauce here, so we can use the rest for dipping sauce. So let me see if I can successfully do that. That looks like a tube of meat. I can guarantee you it's going to taste like meat. That is confirmed. Sauce it up, baby. Hell yeah, brothers. All right. Oh yeah, that's the color I want for sure. I was looking for like a more of a brownish color than I was a reddish color, so that's at least what I was imagining in my head. Good news. That molasses, definitely a good call by collectively me and chat, I would say. Just saying. Okay, okay. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. There we go, baby. Nice and coated with a nice little, I guess what I've described as a barbecue glaze. Yeah. In theory, this is supposed to be done in 20 more minutes. We do have a meat thermometer. We will check, not to worry. But despite all the naysayers in chat, like, streamer, it's gonna take like at least 2 hours. I'm just following what the recipe says, all right? The recipe says this is done in 20 minutes when I put it back in the oven, all right? Hell, even the sauce is like somewhat heated up, so even that's like not even cooling down the meatloaf right now. I'm just saying. All right. Hell yeah, brothers and sisters. Let's go, baby. Looks good to me. All right. All right. Back in she goes. Keep in mind, by the way, we're making this meatloaf so we can ultimately put it into a sandwich. It's not just the meatloaf alone we'll be eating, even though I'm sure that would be fine. All right, in you go. We're gonna add 20 minutes to the timer. We will not worry, don't worry, we'll measure it at the end of the 20 minutes. We'll measure the temperature. I am a first-class human being, or sorry, a first-world human being after 4 years of doing this shit. Okay. Anyways, back to the sweet potatoes. How's this going? It'll carry over cook quite a bit too, as in once you take it out of the oven, I assume you mean like it's still gonna keep cooking a bit? Sure, yeah. All right, so what we're doing with these fries, what are we doing here? Okay, so we're supposed to soak these fries in cold water? Well, cook uncooked matchsticks in a large bowl with ice cold water for 30 minutes. 30 minutes, bro. Okay, fine, holy shit. I didn't read this part. I guess we'll work on the toast after this while we do that. All right. Extra crispy fries, soak uncooked matchsticks in large bowl with ice cold water for 30 minutes. Bro, okay, fine. I don't know if I have ice cold water, but I've got like water that's been chilled in the fridge. I guess we're calling that good enough. 30 minutes it says, okay, fine. Well, the good news is I just set a timer for 20 for the oven. We're gonna call that enough. Then I gotta air fry them, but that's okay. We can work on the Texas toast now, it's fine, it's fine. Won't take 2 hours, but closer to an hour and 15 minutes though. I mean, that's fine, I got enough time for that. If anything, Jesus, Lord knows it's gonna take long enough just for these alone, holy shit. All right, so we're gonna eventually soak those in cornstarch and then cook them in the air fryer? Jesus, that's gonna take a while.
I'm gonna let these soak for like a little bit of time. Like, definitely not 30 minutes. But we'll let them do their thing for like a little bit, okay? And then we'll continue. But until then, I can at least prep the toast, all right? Put this in the fridge, yeah, fuck it. In you go. Okay. So, the last bit of this recipe that we're doing is the toast part, aka like the bread that you would use for the sandwich. No, that's not true. We also need to make the bacon. Holy shit. Okay, I'm glad I remember this now. Let's prep the bacon now, shall we? This part, like, was kind of a YOLO, we'll just do this when we have time part. We now have time. That's good news, so we're gonna do this now. Okay, good. I knew at some point I'd have time to do this. I knew at some point it'd just be like, yeah, you're gonna reach a point where like you fucked up and didn't realize you had to do this one thing that was gonna take 20 minutes, and now you have something to fill the time. Cool. Imagine that. Streamer sorta knew what was gonna happen. Sort of. So this recipe doesn't call for bacon. I just know that like the sandwich that I had at Bird and Jim had bacon on it. So I'm just gonna kind of YOLO how much bacon I cook, basically as much as I can realistically cook in a skillet that I have. I'm gonna say 5 slices seems fine. Yeah. That turkey bacon? Okay, look, I know you guys given me a lot of shit in the past for like that one stream that I did where I used turkey bacon, okay? No, it's not. It's just regular ass, great value bacon, all right? Hickory sliced from Walmart, obviously. It's got a pig on there, so you know it must be from pork, all right? Shut the fuck up. Look, I'm not gonna ever shit talk turkey bacon, because honestly, turkey bacon's kind of goated for being a goated combo between like tastes like bacon, but also has better macros than bacon. But that being said, for this all-American recipe, especially this close to Independence Day, I'm not using turkey bacon, all right? So settle the fuck down. All right. All right. Your European mind cannot comprehend this? Good. Gotta try beef bacon? Is that a thing? I mean, I love beef. I love bacon. I'd be down to try it at some point, but like, what part of the cow does beef bacon come from? Is that a thing? Cannot close this bag. Come on out. There we go. From the belly. I've just never seen beef bacon sold anywhere before. Interesting sounding. I don't hate the idea. Oh. Leg day before the stream, not a great idea. I see a hair in there. Oh. Ah. Ah. Why is there a hair in my old fashioned? Oh, it's on the bottom. Oh, it's fine. We're good. Okay, cool. Alright. I'm gonna hold off on the last old fashioned. I'm gonna make the last one like for the actual serving of the meal. I feel like this one, I feel like I'd rather have the final aesthetic shot with the final like real one when it's ready to serve. So at least for now, what do I drink? Ooh, you know what? Perfect. Remember the beer I was drinking during the Indiana stream? The one in the tower? I still have one of those left. Let's go, baby. That'll do, pig. That'll do. All right. This is Three Floyd's Zombie Dust. It is an IPA. One of, if not my favorite, Indiana beers specifically. Does this fit the theme of this stream at all? No, it does not, but I remember I had this beer and I was like, well, I should drink this for something eventually. I don't know what. This'll do. Cheers, boys. Ooh, tasty. Anyways, let me start with this bacon. I need to clean the skillet that I used for the... Nah, you know what? The skillet's fine. All right, fuck it. All the cool kids know that if you're cooking bacon, you always start with just a not hot skillet. Put the bacon on and let the bacon heat up on the skillet from room temperature. Yep, cock. You also are told to not like overcrowd the bacon on the skillet. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that, but whatever, it'll be good enough. Never liked any type of IPA/APA, mostly stick to lambic/sours. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, IPAs are they're very distinct flavor for sure, and I can totally understand why somebody would not be into it. Like, I know my dad, for example, does not really love IPAs, and I respect that. It definitely took me a while. I think IPAs for me was like a good 2 years of drinking beer before I truly appreciated what they tasted like, so. I'm the type of person who's just like, enjoy what you want to enjoy. I'm not gonna gatekeep like alcohol or anything really. As long as you like it or don't like it, like, that's fine, man. All right, so let me turn that on, okay. All right, the bacon's gonna do its thing. Okay, now we can prep the toast. Okay. Whew. Ma, get the loaf. It's trying, man, it's trying its best. It's trying its best. Let me get a, my poor little phone is dying here. Hold on, one sec. Oh shit, my other thing is dying too. I did not hook up my studio light here. Silly streamer, doesn't know how to stream. I know. Hello. It's alright, off cam, doing things. Don't mind me. Enjoy the scenic view of nothing, really. Okay. Ooh. Okay, that's charging. Good news. And I was going to charge my phone. Not the phone I'm using to film, but the phone I'm using to read chat on. With this. You would not believe when you're trying to do like IRL streaming how many cables are necessary for this frivolous bullshit. You would think like, oh yeah, just like hook up your phone to film shit, you're good to go. But like you need a cable to plug into your phone, to plug into the mic, to plug into the lights, to plug into the fucking laptop. It's a whole thing, man. Okay. Anyways, all right. Whew. Let's prepare the toast, shall we? So, if you remember the photo I showed you earlier of the sandwich we're trying to replicate, like the bison meat loaf sandwich, you would know that like it used like basically very large, very thick slices of like what the internet basically describes as like barbecue pull-apart bread. Finding that in a grocery store is not super easy. I considered like, ooh, I could make it from scratch, but I quickly realized like that's gonna take fucking forever, so we're not gonna do that. So I tried my best to just basically find a loaf of bread that was like as thick and girthy and like voluminous as possible. And I settled on a loaf of bread that isn't necessarily what the sandwich that I had at Bird and Jim used, but it's as close as I think you can realistically get. We have a brioche loaf, deliciously soft with a touch of butter. What counts is it's a like nice and thick, large volume bread that also has like nice thickness, like the way it was cut. So I think as long as we butter these up, maybe add a little garlic powder to these bad boys, I think they will make a nice basis for our sandwiches that we're making here. Yeah, and like brioche, like, you know, everyone fucks with brioche, right? Like, always tasty. So I figured, like, yeah, even if it's not like exactly accurate to what was used, it's gonna be good enough, right? I agree. Ooh, okay, these ones are kind of fucked and kind of weirdly folded, so let me not use those. There we go. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. I'm sure I'll need to toast more of these later if I want to utilize more of these sandwiches later, but for now, 4 will do. Oh, voluptuous, if you will. Indeed, indeed. So these like are nice and thick slices of toast that I think will get the job done. Or, well, bread that we're going to turn into toast. If I can wrap this again. Hold on, I'm not that drunk, I promise. You might think I am, but I wish I was. Not quite. Come on, baby. That bread looks violently American. You would think that, and yet, in reality, It literally has the Eiffel Tower on it. It is quite literally French. A French recipe. Oh, there we go. So, you are incorrect. Oh, sorry. Ooh, okay, the bacon I can hear sizzling. I'm gonna put a little cover on top so it cooks more evenly. All right. So, I think for this I need to melt 4 tablespoons of butter so we can basically just coat these in butter. One thing that the recipe doesn't call for, but one thing I'm quickly realizing is that the skillet that I'm currently using to cook the bacon can be the same skillet that I then toast the bread on, so I can like coat it in butter and then also cook it and like crisp it up in the bacon fat. Boys, there's no fucking way that won't be amazing, right? Yeah, let's go, baby. Okay, let me melt some butter. You know, I don't want to say that like I'm some expert chef after these years of cooking streams, but like, come on, don't these ideas, like, I feel like I've earned like at least a little street cred of like, cooking bacon in a skillet, I could use the same skillet for the toast and like basically just bacon fry the toast. Let's fucking go, baby. That's as American as it gets. Okay, 4 tablespoons. How many slices am I supposed to use here? 6 slices. I'm gonna only do 4, so that means that we'll do, it says 5 tablespoons, but 2/3 of 5 is, hold on, I can do this, 10/3. So that would be a little over 3. Okay, yeah, I'll just do 3. It's gonna get cooked in bacon fat also, right? So that will do, pig, that will do. All right. Math. Come on, babe. Oh, shit. Come on. Building flavors. Yeah, that's why I keep my my plastic bowls nice and seasoned. That's why I keep my little sauce brush nice and seasoned. Exactly, man. Exactly. That's what I'm doing. All right. One thing I've noticed when it comes to melting butter, it's kind of a good idea if you like chop your butter into smaller pieces before you melt it, because then it melts more evenly and uniformly and less in a way where it explodes in your microwave. So let me do that. Like so. Another pro tip for melting butter that I've learned over time is don't use full power on your microwave. Instead, use 50% power on your microwave and just double the amount of time you would normally think it would take. So for example, 1/3 of a stick of butter I would usually do for like 25 seconds. So instead we're gonna do 50 seconds on 50% power. All right, 5 head. Hi. All right, time 50 seconds, cook power 5. Also the sauce, yeah. Ooh. The rest of us is just like dipping sauce for the fries and for just like general adding to the sandwich. I don't know, man. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. I'm just saying. There's a reason we made a double recipe for the sauce. Let's put it that way. Oh, that's gonna be so fucking good, man. Oh, baby, can't wait. Probably use it for some extra sauce just to like actually literally just like put over the like put on the sandwich, like on the meatloaf itself. In fact, I'll probably reheat this. I should have made more. I should have actually just done 3x, but I'm gonna heat that back up before it's time to actually do the thing. All right, is that melted? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Okay. So, heat a griddle. Yeah. So we're gonna brush both sides of each piece of bread with the garlic butter mixture. Oh, look, I've got a nice little, nice little spreader right here that isn't definitely filled with a bunch of like weird dryer cup, dirty dish bullshit. Not relevant. Don't worry about that. Dry that off real quick. Okay. And I think you're supposed to add a little garlic powder to this as well. You just like sprinkle some garlic powder on that. I can do that. I can do that. All right. There we go. Butter those buns, baby. If you're gonna like jam a bunch of meat between your buns, you gotta make sure that it's nice and lubed up first. Because if your buns aren't lubed, it's not gonna be pleasant for either party. Let's just put it that way. Not gonna be great. Oh yeah, we have golden kappa, that's a thing. Is it like, man, it's actually kind of crazy to me that in the, I guess the 7 years of full-time streaming that I've been doing now, I've never had a golden kappa until today. That's actually fucking crazy. Is it meaningful in any way besides being a giant fucking gimmick that actually benefits a streamer in no way? No. It is really fucking stupid actually, but actually crazy. It's not been a thing until today. I'm also realizing that I should have had more butter. This is not enough. Fuck. That's all right. The bacon grease will kind of supplement the butteriness, I guess. That's good. Oh, no, that bacon's going. Okay, we gotta get that out soon. Okay. Butter those bad boys up. Yes, sir. Yep, cook. Okay. All right. Ooh, shit. Okay, that's the timer for the meatloaf. Can measure that too. First things first. Before that, the bacon. Let's flip that. It's probably nice and crispy at this point, I would assume. Oh shit, maybe a little too crispy. My bad. Okay, hold on, wait a minute. I might have overdone it maybe a little bit, but that's okay. It'll be fine. I like crispy bacon instead of like soft, flaccid bacon anyways, so it's fine. It's fine, it's fine. Yeah, okay, it's fine, yeah, it's fine. Actually, you know what? No, that's fine, that's perfect. That'll do, pig, that'll do. It's fine, it's cool. All right. Okay. All right, give that another like 3 or so minutes. All right, and then the meatloaf is also, in theory, ready. Let's prepare the meat thermometer. I know chat's freaking out like, oh, streamer, it's not gonna be nearly ready enough after 1 hour. Is that true? Well, let's find out. I do actually have a real legitimate actual meat thermometer to actually test this, so now we don't just have to like guess. Now we can actually legitimately just find out ourselves, shall we? Okay. Okay, if I put my hand around this, okay, you get the idea. Okay, cool. Let's take this bad boy out. The recipe says it needs to reach an internal temperature of 160. So, and this is Fahrenheit for all you Europeans out there, right? I know, very scary, but 160 Fahrenheit. Let's see where we're at, baby. It looks good, I'll tell you that. Okay. See what happens. I'm gonna go and say that we're done, baby. In fact, if anything, might have been overdone. It's probably fine. I'm not too worried about it, but like, remember all you fucking normies who were like, yeah, streamer, you need like at least 2 hours. Bitch, if anything, it's kind of already fucking past the point where it should have been. So go fuck yourself. You had no idea. You don't know what you're doing. I do, because I'm a professional cooking streamer who makes money off this shit. Should I? No. But do I? For some reason, you guys choose to do this, so. Boom. All right, it's done, baby. Let's let it just sit for a bit. 2 hours? Get the fuck out of here. Can you imagine if I left it in there for 2 hours? How dry that would be? Fuck that. All right. Ban that guy? Dude, I literally know that the guy who suggested that, in fact, multiple people who suggested that were like people who were like actually cook things for a living. Weasley little liars, dude. Literally lying. Surprised it's not bacon wrapped. It's America. I actually considered bacon wrapping it like as part of the cooking process here, but ultimately I came to the decision that like I feel like I can more accurately cook bacon if it's separate, which is why we're cooking bacon on the skillet instead. Because if I cooked them together, I'd be worried that like I'd overdo one of them, and I didn't want to do that. Speaking of which, by the way, how are we doing here, by the way? Oh shit, let's go, baby. I think that looks pretty fucking good to me, so I'm gonna take that off. Wait. Yeah, that'll do, pig. That'll do. Looking pretty good to me. I think that'll go perfectly on a bison meatloaf sandwich, perhaps. Okay, okay. Spread you out so you're nice and grease soaking. Okay, this feels like a lot of bacon grease, I will admit. I feel like I need to dump at least a little bit of this out, otherwise like the toast is gonna get like absolutely drenched in bacon grease, which does sound delicious, I will admit, but probably not the greatest for your health, so I'm gonna dump at least a little bit of this out. Yeah, what could possibly go wrong? Oh. Okay. That'll do. That'll do. Don't want the grease to catch on fire on the stove. Okay, okay, okay. Alright. Shit, we're actually almost... Oh, fuck. I need to do, like, literally all of the fries. God damn it. Okay, whatever. Yeah, the fries. Yeah, well, we gotta air fry the fries. Alright, that's fine. Put that on there. Put that on there. The fries have to probably be just finished separately after the meatloaf. Whatever, fuck it, dude. That's fine. Landlord's gonna be pissed. Well, no, I've done sketchier shit than this, that's for sure. Alright, I need to fire up the air fryer. That is long overdue considering these fries were supposed to be done simultaneously with the meatloaf, and that's already very obviously not gonna happen. Okay. Oh fuck, come on. Alright. Come on, baby. Okay, there we are. The first batch of fries will have to be the only batch we cook in reality. Okay. These fries have been sitting in the fridge, like so. We are gonna have to pat these dry and then, oi, oi, oi. And then we're gonna have to cover these in cornstarch in a bag and then also try to air fry these. I don't even know how long that's supposed to be, but One way or another, we're gonna make this happen. All right, all right, all right, all right. We've drained them. Good news. All their starches, that's the point of apparently soaking this shit, okay, sure, in the first place. Whew. I turn the skillet on low or off. It's on medium. It's doing its thing. Let it cook, quite literally. It's doing its thing. Yeah, we're good. All right, so gotta get a big old Ziploc bag out. Sweet potatoes. Drain the pat dry. Okay, so we gotta pat them dry. Jesus. All right, hold on. Can't do this whole thing where we like do this. Okay. This whole thing, get them nice and. All right, need more paper towel than that. All right, yeah, that's fine, that's fine. Let me cook, boys, let me cook, boys. In theory, this shit always works out in the end, in theory. Save for a few exceptions. Remember that last cooking stream where I couldn't start a fire and we ended up with no food? That sucked, let's not do that again. Why you're here, like 70% success here? Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be all that entertaining if every single time was guaranteed to be a success, right? There's gotta be some failures every now and then just to ensure that like, there's always a bit of tension, there's always a bit of build up, a little drama, right? To be honest, right now I've got high hopes that like all this shit's gonna be tasty. But that being said, no guarantees. Okay, so, pat them dry, 2 tablespoons of corn, place the sweet potato sticks in a single layer on a baking sheet, line with foil. I'm not gonna bake, I'm gonna use an air fryer, and we're also gonna use like some extra stuff. So, okay, what we're gonna do, I'm gonna put these in the bowl here. In fact, you know what, I'm gonna get a bigger bowl than this. This bowl, not gonna do, this bowl is gonna do, all right? We're gonna throw all these in here. I'm gonna coat these in cornstarch, what the recipe says to do. However, it's gonna be more than just that. It's gonna be some extra spicy ingredients as well. This ain't Anthony Bourdain. Well, he's dead, so he didn't know what he was doing. I know what I'm doing because I'm not dead, so that's how that works. Is it really a cooking stream without some oil fire? Jesus. No, we're not deep frying these, in case you're wondering that. That's definitely not a thing I'm risking this stream. Holy shit, man. Okay. All this shit in here. All right, some cornstarch. How much does it say to do? Got a new bowl. Not new, just rarely use this on stream, if anything. Where's the combination of spices I'm supposed to use for this? There it is. Okay, holy shit. All right, so mix together. I'm gonna do some cornstarch as well. Fuck it, whatever, man. So cornstarch, we need that. Yeah. Holy shit, the cleanup process is gonna suck, but that's fine, man. Kosher salt, so I got that. Boom. Oh, I can turn the oven off now, right? We're good. Ground black pepper that I've definitely freshly cracked, obviously. Garlic powder, and okay, it says paprika or chili powder. We'll get paprika, but we're also gonna get some cayenne, because like I'm not a little pussy bitch, obviously. Boom. And 2 tablespoons of oil. Okay. Boom. All right. He says use canola or olive. That's olive. That'll work. All right. So I think what we're gonna do is just like sprinkle all this shit in and just see what happens. Cornstarch. How much did it say to use? 2 tablespoons. Okay. let's do that. Oh, the toast. Fuck. Please don't look burned. Oh, shit. Please don't look burned. We're fine, right? Oh, that's actually fine. Okay, that looks pretty fucking good. Okay. I definitely planned that and nailed it as exactly the way I was planning. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, shit. That'll do. That'll do. What's up, Grand Sky Dragon coming out with a tier 1 sub. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Your sub will go directly to the Hot Pockets Doritos and perfectly toasted bread fund. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Look at that. Come on, man. Look at that. Let's go, baby. Obviously, I knew what I was doing. Obviously. Ooh, I should also preheat the air fryer. What time do I, or what temperature do I do the air fryer on? Fuck. 380. Okay. Alright. Okay. So 12 minutes. Okay, so 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, it said. Let's do that. Anyways, thank you, Mr. Grand Sky Dragon. Directly to the Hot Pockets Doritos and hopefully delicious meatloaf fund. All right, 2 tablespoons. That's a fuckload. Jesus, man. 1? Oh, okay. So we only did half a recipe, right? I only did 2 sweet potatoes. So let me only do actually half the amount of stuff. Okay, I'm glad I realized that now instead of after I added all this shit. Okay. It's crunch time, boys. We always get to the point of the cooking streamers are like, okay, fucking crunch time. You gotta stress a little bit. It's fine. Half a teaspoon of kosher salt. So in theory, you only want half of that. I'm just gonna need a little pinch if that's the case. Like so. Okay. Half a teaspoon, or sorry, quarter teaspoon of ground black pepper. So just a little, just a little. Okay, yeah. Feel like you can't see this all that well. I'm gonna. Oh, there we go. 4th teaspoon of garlic powder. So once again, yeah, I'm not gonna measure that. Just gonna do a little. And then a little 1/4 of a teaspoon of paprika or chili powder. Paprika, goated herb or goated seasoning, whatever. And then you would think like, oh shit, okay, cool, you're done, streamer. No sir, a little cayenne. Not a lot, but just cayenne, like bang for your buck. Like you don't need to put much, right? So like, just a little like, okay, there we go. There we go, baby. And then 2 tablespoons of oil, like so. Am I gonna measure that? No. I'm just gonna do that. Okay. 1 tablespoon. Well, whatever, it's fine. All right. Okay. All right. There we go. That was the air fryer saying it's ready to go. So we just toss this scheisse. Come on, baby. Mix up. Mix up for me, baby. Oh, okay. Oh, that went flying. Ignore the fact that it just hit the floor. Not relevant. Doesn't matter. Okay. There you go. Air fryer is successfully preheated. Nice. So let's just try our best to put these in a way where they'll cook properly. Definitely not gonna happen in 1 batch, but hopefully maybe like, I don't know, 3 batches is doable. I'm gonna say that this is probably enough for 1 batch for now. In fact, if anything less than this would do, but I'm impatient, so okay, we're gonna send that. And the recipe says how long? It says 12 minutes. Okay. Cool. The rest of the batches I'll probably just cook after the stream is over, if I'm being honest, because that's going to take way too long if I try to just cook all of them before we're ready to serve, but that's okay. As long as we have one batch ready to go, we'll be Gucci. All right, cool. Whew, somehow this is actually working out. Cool. You saw nothing, yes sir. If you want to get crazy, you throw some fresh rosemary from your herb garden in there. Yeah, my herb garden that I have in my apartment here, yeah, obviously. Yeah, I don't have that dog, sorry. All right, okay, so. Oh, you know what I didn't do for my toast? Number one, forgot again that it was on the skillet. Let's hope this is not terrible. Okay, oh, please don't be burnt. Hey, there we go. All right, nice. Hey, that looks fine, okay. Hey, well, that was a little much, but that's fine, okay. Okay, should we like farts? We can do that if you want. Oh, okay, one thing I will do is let's heat up the sauce, like the remainder sauce. I'm just gonna turn that back onto the stove so that way that is nice and toasty once it's actually time to actually start eating that, or putting that on top of the thing. So let's do that. Okay. All right, so the meatloaf. Now, first things first, the meatloaf is just a thing that we're gonna be putting on the sandwich, right? So we're gonna slice that up and put that on the toast here. You know what I should do before any of that else? I should probably just make a new old fashioned. It's probably getting around to be that time. It was good beer though. Okay, so we got the toast. Let's see what the best two sliced up toast pieces are here that we can use for the aesthetic sandwich, shall we? This one is fine, but maybe a little toasty. That one looks good, so we'll use this one. What's the best top of our sandwich? This one probably? Okay. And then the bottom, honestly, I want the extra toasted one, so yeah, that'll be the bottom. Perfect, okay. Yeah, there we go. So, the sandwich itself, pretty fucking simple. Meatloaf, bacon, maybe a little extra sauce. There's no need to overcomplicate that further. All right. The fries are still going for another like 10 minutes or so. So in the meantime, I guess we're gonna let the sauce cook up. Okay, or not cook up, but like, you know, get a little warm again. Meatloaf is still, I mean, meatloaf at this point is, I'm sure, is fine to slice, but I feel like I want to slice that at the time. We're gonna wait for the fries to finish up though. We'll flip them halfway through. Hopefully they end up being what I would call acceptable fries in general. And I'll cook the rest later. So you know what? Fuck it. In the meantime, I was gonna say make the old fashioned. I kind of want to. Shit. I kind of want to have the old fashioned ready to go, like when the time has come. If I make it now, the ice will have melted a little bit, and what fun is that, right? You know what I think it's time for? I think it's time for a little signature Dali sits by the oven on the floor and shoots the shit with chat for a bit. I can do that. It's about that time. Okay, all right. Oh, fuck the charger. Okay, it's fine. Oy, 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 oy. Down you go, chat. All right, down you go. The charger is fine. I'm feeling frosty. I'm not like hammered or anything, but yeah, streamer's feeling pretty good. Okay. Grab you. And where is the beer? All right, there we go. Whew. Oh. Hi, chat. What's up? Oh. These cooking streams are always exhausting, man. As fun as they are, and they are fun, don't get me wrong, I do like doing these, but It's always a workout, especially if you choose to do leg day before this for some fucking reason. Not that you can even tell that I do leg day, but I try. Jesus, man. Just saw the question, where's the bacon at? It's done. It's up there. It's ready. It's good. How we doing, chat? Are you guys enjoying yourselves? I hope so. Gonna say something about the legs, but didn't. Look, I get it. My legs, not my strong suit. I've been working this shit out since my high school days, man. I literally did track and field. I literally did long jump and sprints, and I worked this shit out more than any other muscle, and just like, it just doesn't grow. It's strong enough, but like, yeah, just doesn't look good. Never has. I don't know, man. I've tried. Nothing better than a Dali cooking stream. I'll drink that, man. Cheers. It's been fun. I'm glad I also picked like a relatively simple thing to do this time. I will admit I've chosen some pretty elaborate things over the past year, and it is fun, but it's also hard. This has been chill. Beautiful bulge. What's the plan for 4th of July? The actual day of, I'll actually be at a concert, so nothing as far as stream is concerned, but I will be doing I guess a Independence Day observed stream on July 3rd, so Friday of this upcoming week. The plan is to do a little cooking stream for Friday. I'm not gonna say what exactly yet, but it'll be a very patriotic American experience. Make sure to tune in. You have the same problem with your arms? Yeah. I don't know, man. Genetics do be kind of weird, though. All right, I just heard the air fryer beep at me. That means it's time to turn over the fries. Okay, hold on. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Okay. Oh, fuck. All right. Oh, Jesus. Whew. See how we're looking. Okay. Flip these bad boys over. Feels like we're making progress here. Are they going to be done within the amount of time that this air fryer says they will be? I don't know, but we can give them extra time if we have to. For now, I feel like the answer is no. They're not going to be done in time, but it's all right. I can wait. All right. Anyways, yeah, we're just waiting on that, right? Like, I think we're not waiting really on anything else, so. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Whew. Oh my. Yeah. It's all Gucci. There's nothing in the oven anymore, that's all right. Can pretend there is. Whew. Any games I have on the horizon except for, of course, Classic Era. I did recently, like within the past couple of nights, start Red Dead Redemption 2. It's not really a game I plan on playing on stream, just because my style of streaming is more of I like to yap the entire time, and I feel like RDR2 is not really the type of game where like you yap the whole time. It's more of like a sit there, enjoy the slow burn sort of game, and I don't really want to stream that. Just doesn't fit my style. So that one I would rather just enjoy myself. As far as games I do on stream, I don't know, man. Like the problem is like I have streamed other games on stream in the past, and like to varying degrees of success, but no game really lends itself to the just constant random yapping that I do, as well as Classic Era does, just because like all the rest of the games, like it feels like you sometimes have to like actually pay attention to them, which is really annoying. So I don't know. I don't really know what games to do in the future on stream, just because whenever I feel like it's a game where I have to shut the fuck up and just not yap, I get kind of restless. I don't know. It doesn't work well for me. RDR2 probably the slowest of burns. Yeah, that game I know for sure is not the game I should stream. That I know myself. I know myself enough to know that like that is not my style of game to stream. So that one I've just been enjoying on my own, on my fancy new OLED monitor. Ooh, so yeah. Now we're waiting, we can talk about baseball. Ugh, what is there to talk about, man? What do I think about the Angels firing their GM? It doesn't fucking matter, man. As long as Artie Moreno is still the owner of the Angels, they're gonna be fucked. You can hire any puppet that you want to, but at the end of the day, if Artie Moreno doesn't choose to allocate the way he spends his money on his baseball team, it doesn't really make a difference who the GM is. They're still going to be a lost cause because they're still going to spend money in all the wrong places and not choose to actually spend money on the ways that actually help your baseball team win. I wish that wasn't the case. I would love to be more optimistic about the baseball team that I root for, but at the end of the day, like, I've been following this shit, like, literally my entire life. Like, this baseball team I followed my entire life, and there's never been a darker time than now, than currently the way it is now. It's not good. It's not good. OLED's amazing. You got one this year too. It is pretty fucking great, I'm not gonna lie. There are some downsides. I am admittedly constantly paranoid right now about like, oh, like OLED burn-in, like, oh, I can't leave this shit on my screen for too long. That is a little annoying. But the picture quality itself, pretty fucking great. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Is Terraria something I enjoy? Never tried it. You forget about that soon enough. I know that's what people have said. I guess I still haven't forgotten it up to this point. I don't know. I'm just paranoid, man. Every time my screen is just like static image or like, oh, it's got to be something that changes. I know that like enough technology exists nowadays to the point where like it shouldn't be something I should be constantly thinking about. The internet's just, I don't know, I guess ruined my brain. I can't help myself. What can I say? All right, how are we doing up there? Are you done? Sorta, maybe? You think yours auto dims if it needs to? And the thing I'm constantly paranoid about, to be honest, is like, I've always read that like the worst type of game to play if you own an OLED monitor is an MMO, because basically like an MMO has like the static UI elements that like always are on the screen at all times. And if you're playing it several hours a day, like I do, like I'm so paranoid about like, oh, like the bright green health bar gonna burn in, like the bright abilities on your action bar that are always like the same across all the warriors and your mini map and all that shit, right? Like I am admittedly pretty fucking paranoid about that, and like to what degree I should be worried about it, I don't know, but I know that like if those static elements are on screen for the next 2 years, it's like almost guaranteed to be a problem. I don't know. That's the shit that I can't help thinking about. That's the shit that makes me paranoid, not gonna lie. Any reason why I didn't bake the meatloaf in a tin? The recipe said that apparently it comes out better if you bake it like on a baking sheet instead of like in a tin or like in like a loaf pan. Because I agree, I was originally thinking like, oh, loaf pan's probably easiest, right? But the recipe said that it gets the best texture and the best overall cooking consistency and like on a baking sheet where you just shape it. So that's why I did that. You've played 1,600 hours of PoE 2 so far and nothing's on your monitor yet, static UI and shit. That's good to hear. Most OLED monitors now do pixel refresh every time you power off and on the monitor. We agree to get paranoid too, so you black it out when you step away. Yeah, I'm aware of all like the OLED care stuff, like the OLED, like, you know, pixel preservation sort of shit, like the features that they have now. I'm aware of all that, and I'm glad they exist. But you're saying that like you still black it out every time you leave. I still can't help but be like, oh my god, static image on my monitor for more than 20 seconds. Whoa! Like I can't help myself, man. It's the obvious downside that prevented me from getting an OLED monitor up to this point, and like, I hope this goes away, or at least I hope it fades over time, but at least for now, am I paranoid about it? Abso-fucking-lutely I am. It's a little unfortunate. Okay. We're internet brainwashed? Yeah, pretty much. Okay. That's the sound of my air fryer saying it's done. Let's see how we're doing. Okay, how we doing, baby? Please tell me we have edible air fried fries. Ooh, I mean, that doesn't look bad. Okay, okay. Would you eat those? I'd eat them. All right, sure, fuck it. Cool. So let's slice up the meatloaf, shall we? I feel like in reality, like you could say that, like, oh, I'll put the meatloaf on a cutting board. I'm just gonna cut it up as is on the stove. It's fine. It's on foil. It's fine. So let's see how we're looking here. Okay. Okay. Now we're gonna put this on a sandwich, so I'm trying to like make like sandwich sized slices here. AKA you probably want relatively thin, right? But that's looking pretty good to me, man. Okay. Okay. Let me give a little close up of what we're working with here. Okay. Steamy goodness, obviously cooked all the way through. One could argue based on the temperature we did, like 2 cooked, it's probably fine. But anyone saying it was gonna take 2 hours to cook this entire loaf, what a fucking liar, dude. What a bunch of weaselly little liars, dude. All right. Okay, so, fuck it, should we just serve this up? See how it is? All right, one thing I'll do before literally I do anything else is, looks good, I agree, looks great. I'm going to make a new old fashioned, because if we're gonna do the aesthetic bullshit of this entire little experience, you might as well have like a good fresh drink ready to go. And I just finished my beer. Huh, wow, what a weird coincidence. Huh, nice. Hoi. All right. Yeah. The toast, the whiskey, 2 parts. Should I just do 1 part? I feel like, okay, I'm gonna make half an old fashioned, I'm not gonna lie. I'm toasty to the point where I probably don't need another full old fashioned, I'm not gonna lie. So let's do one of those. 1 part, that'll do. Some bitters. Okay. Little maple syrup, like so. Mix that bad bitch up with the metal straw I have somewhere. There you are. Also, probably need new lemon peel for extra class. This we did earlier, we'll do again. Where's my knife? There you are. Is it tainted with a bunch of like meaty bullshit? Absolutely. Am I gonna clean it? No, I'm not. All right, there you go. There we go. Okay, put that in there. The classy Great Value Cocktail Cherry. Yes, sir. This is fine. It's fine, dude. In fact, if anything, we'll add the cherry and a little extra cherry slop. There we go. Nice. And the ice cube. Yeah. And that creates a smoked old-fashioned. And while I will say that like it does not exactly replicate the old-fashioned that I had at Bird and Jim back in Colorado, it's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty tasty. To the point where I'd feel very comfortable serving this to other people, other friends. Absolutely. I feel like I'm dead. Take the. Okay, hold on. Let me get the fruit out of there. Should I put the fruits in last instead of the ice cube first? Yeah, or instead of the ice cube last? Yeah, probably. Okay, hold on. Oh, come on. Okay. Oh, come on. There we go. All right, all right, all right. Okay. Nice. Okay, let's make the sandwich, shall we? It's just about time to actually serve this shit. Thank God. About time. So, we got our toast right here, okay? And we're gonna build our meatloaf sandwich on top of this. Okay, so we got the meatloaf over here. Right there, yeah. We're gonna put that on top there, okay? Now, in case you're thinking like, nah, that looks a little dry, a little unseasoned, not to worry, I made extra sauce for a reason, obviously. Do I have a spare spoon? Of course I don't. Give me a second. Okay. All right, slather that shit in the good stuff. There we go, baby. Okay. And then we add the bacon that we cooked. Let's see here. Maybe like so. Okay. You know what? Fuck it. A little more sauce. A little more sauce. Yeah, fuck it. Nobody ever complained that a sandwich had a little too much sauce on it, right? Okay. Okay. Put that on top. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Okay. And then we're gonna cut that shit in half and ooh, okay. To replicate the, I know this is not like super aesthetic yet on the plate, but to replicate the aesthetic that the original plate had, they used like some wooden skewers. Just so happens I do have some wooden skewers somewhere. There. Boom. Cut this one of these bad boys in half. Okay, or I can't cut it in half with a scissors, so I'll use a knife instead, that's fine. Okay, this is really actually difficult to cut. Oh, fuck. Okay, there we go. Yep. And then the other half, do the same. Just doling the fuck out of my knife. Very cool. Oy. All right, cut that bad boy in half. Okay, all right, okay, all right. Preview. Oh. Okay. Okay, all right, let me plate this up, baby. So, this goes right there. This goes right here for now, okay. And then let's put the sweet potato fries on there. Come on, baby. And then, in theory, I would have like one of those classy little metal tins of little sauce dipper things. I don't have that, so you know what I'm gonna do? I'm literally just gonna get some ketchup out and do this. Yep, cock. All right, there we go. And we're gonna take this to the thing and eat it. Yeah, fuck it. Whew. Boys, did this take 3.5 hours? It did. Is it gonna be worth it? God, I fucking hope so. Holy shit. All right, let's go. Let's go, baby. All right, all right, all right. So first things first, I'll give you the little the money shot, the close-up, if you will. Hold on, napkin. Old-fashioned, there you are. Yes, sir. Little light. Oh, so that way it looks good for the boys. Yes, sir. Okay. Here's what we're working with, ladies and gentlemen. We got the Bison Meatloaf sandwich, okay, with barbecue sauce and bacon, obviously mixed in between. Let me give you that cross section, the money shot, if you will. Oh,
Blood fury,
oh,
reckless math,
oh, oh, baby. Are you gonna tell me you're not gonna put your dick in that? What a fucking liar, dude. Bunch of Weasley little liars, dude. And then we got the little spicy sweet potato fries, hopefully spicy at least, with the cayenne and the paprika and all that good shit, and a smoked old fashioned in the background. Tickle its balls a little bit. All right. Okay. Let's see how it is, shall we? All right. Okay. Oh my God. Oh. Oh. All right. Oh, I'm ready to eat, boys. Oh man, I've had very little food today, as is tradition on cooking streams. Okay, there's a raid that happened. Thank you, boys. Maple syrup aioli goes hard with sweet potato fries. I don't have that shit, man. Okay, you know what? I've done enough. I've done enough. Just need to work a bit on multitasking. I know I'm bad at like making like decent time on making things, but just cut me some slack. All right. All right, here we go. The barbecue bison meatloaf sandwich. Ooh. 100% a different experience from what I had in the restaurant that I'm trying to replicate. It's sweeter. It's probably a little bit more brown sugary than what I remember. Because I definitely try to replicate more of like a brown sugary barbecue sauce sort of experience. It is good though. Is it the same as the meatloaf sandwich that I had back at the actual restaurant? No, it is not. But it's pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. Oh. Oh. Of course, it helps that I'm really fucking hungry right now, but this is like It's meaty. It's like so one thing about the bison specifically, and then I talked about this earlier, it's not heavy at all. It's not like really fatty ground beef where you kind of feel like your stomach has this like giant weighted block in it where you're sitting there like, oh fuck. It's good, but like it's heavy. This is like nice and light and I could eat 3 of these. And I might. Oh. Oh. 100% the meatloaf from the place I'm trying to replicate has some sort of secret something that I don't know how to replicate. So like there's some sort of ingredient that I know is like the thing, the key to making it their thing. I don't know what it is, but that being said, not bad, baby, not bad. If anything, you can tell based on the fact that I just finished all of it. They probably had some fat in that last 20%. Well, that's why like I added the ground pork, because I figured like, okay, the pork more fatty, more moist. The texture is like on point. Honestly, the texture is like exactly what I want out of it, which is just like not heavy, but like has some moisture to it to the point where it's like not dry. So that part I think I nailed, but there's some sort of like probably spice or seasoning or something they add to it. Some sort of secret something that I don't know about. That adds maybe like a little extra something that I otherwise can't just describe as is. Butter? I don't know, man, maybe. Let me try the fries. These sweet potato fries have some paprika, some garlic and onion powder, some cayenne. Let's see. They needed longer in the air fryer, not gonna lie. Sweet potato fries are tough to get the right texture for because like they have a tendency to be too soggy if you don't cook them long enough, but too dried out if you cook them too long. They only have this like very small butter zone. These ones I didn't cook long enough, not gonna lie. They're still good, but the seasoning is good. I'll say that. Never make sweet potato fries in the air fryer. Yeah, if I was gonna do it again, I'd probably give it another like at least 5 minutes or so. I mean, edible, I'll say that. Still good. 400 is probably the right play for air fryer temp. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure if more time or more temperature was the play, but they're fine. But they're not. I'm not gonna lie. These sweet potato fries aren't like. They're not like goated. They're fine. They're fine. They have no crunch to them. I'll say that. All right. How was a sando? Really fucking good, man. Really fucking tasty. Is it as good as the restaurant I'm trying to replicate? No, it is not. That restaurant is goated for a reason. I guess that restaurant's like legendary in my mind for a reason. They got the secret sort of something that they just kind of infuse into their shit that I don't know what they do. They just infuse pure goodness into their food. I don't know how they do it, but like, did that replicate it to their standard? No, it did not. That being said, did it create food like a dish up to the maybe 80% of their standards to the point where like I'm still thoroughly enjoying it and I made it myself? Yeah, I'd say so. But man, that restaurant's kind of fucking goated. Not sponsored, just it's one of the goats for me, so that should be saying something. I will respect the fact that there are other people out there who can cook better than I can, and you know what?
props to them. I'll pay them money for that all day, every day. Cheers, boys. What's the place this is from? It's a restaurant, really random, in Colorado, near the Rocky Mountain National Park, called Bird and Jim. Bird as in the animal, and Jim as in the name J-I-M. Random ass place my mom and I went to a few years back in Colorado, and we loved it so much. We've been back a few times since then. It's been great every time since then. I tried to replicate their bison meatloaf sandwich, and did I do as good of a job as they do? No, theirs is better, 100%. But is this pretty fucking good anyways? Yes, it is. In Estes Park? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, you know what? I would eat this again. Hell, I would make this again. Fuck it, man. Whew. Okay, so we did the cooking stream in like 3.5 hours. That's not bad. I was thinking like, okay, I wanted to do a relatively simple, straightforward cooking stream that didn't take 5 hours. I would say we kind of did it, right? Cooking streams normally for me take like 4+. So the fact that I condensed it down to 3.5, I feel like is a pretty good job for me. I'll take that. Is it a record? It's not a record, but as far as modern cooking streams within the past 2 years, it's pretty good. That's pretty good. No charcoal involved. Yeah, no wonder it went so well. Exactly, man. All right. We'll let's take it back to the stream room and we'll wrap it up here. Oi, 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 oi. Oh, fuck me, man. Okay. Oh, why did I do leg day before this? That was a terrible idea. Okay. Oh, fuck. Okay. All right. Okay. Hold on. Hi. Okay, let me switch to the good mic. Hi. Okay. Because leg day is best day. I will respectfully disagree, sir. It's fucking awful. I'm just glad I created something edible. That's always a success at the end of a cooking stream. For what it's worth, for those that weren't here earlier, I was trying to replicate this. Did I replicate it perfectly to the point where I made it into a sandwich that was just as good as this one? No, I did not. This sandwich was so fucking good, man. Like, I would put my dick in this every day if I could. Although I feel like the old-fashioned looked like pretty good, actually. But anyways, not bad, not bad. I would make this for someone else and feel proud of it, so I'll take that. I'll take that. Oh, anyways, all right. We'll call the stream right here. I would call that a relatively lean and efficient cooking stream, which was what I was trying to do. Like, lately, cooking streams, when I say lately, I literally mean like the past 2 years. I've got, I'm not gonna lie, I've gotten maybe a little out of hand to the point where like they take way too long and they get way too complex and way too convoluted. This one just made something simple-ish, tasty, something a man can appreciate. Hell yeah. So, all right. Anyways, what's today? Sunday, so I'll be back tomorrow. Stream tomorrow is going to start at the regular weekday time of 11 a.m. Eastern Time at 1700 CET. What are we doing tomorrow? We're doing for sure at least a pillow raid. Maybe a Hillo raid. I don't know if Amy's going to be okay with that because, like, I messaged him and he still hasn't responded. It's a whole thing. But before that, Salvador is buff, so we'll do something on Salvador. He'll kill something in the video game. Tuesday will be the cooked pair of raids with DMF and Fire Festival. Oh, shit. Wednesday, we'll do an Ally World Tour. Thursday, we'll do probably double Ally Nax on the alt characters. All that good shit, so. A nice little fun, at least Fire Festival week of enjoyment coming up. Got that looking forward to. Good cooking stream. Glad you could join in the fun. Hell yeah, dude. That was fun. It was cozy. As much as I love doing the outdoor cooking streams, I will admit that the simplicity of a indoor, just regular kitchen cooking stream, it does make it easy, man. It's so much easier when you just cook over a stove and an oven. You know it just works. Alrighty. Anyways, you guys can do !Discord in the chat if you feel like joining my Discord. It's a place where I post stream news, stream announcements, anytime I go live, I'll make sure to ping you guys. It's a place where you can ask me something like, streamer, how was the food? And the answer is perfectly edible, pretty tasty. And you know what? For my standards, you take that. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Appreciate you guys keeping chat lively as always. And if you're NA, have a good rest of the afternoon. If you're EU, have a good rest of the night. If you're OC, have a good rest of the morning. Comparison. Yep, I'll still take this one, 100%. This one on screen, but you know what? Close enough. I will catch you guys tomorrow for some, I don't know, video games. Very underwhelming. I agree. Bye-bye. Yeah. Later, boys.